Why is this not working? Right, have we got game audio now? I don't think we have. Nope. Right, bear with me guys, let me get this fixed. There we go. Hello Aiden, how you doing bro? Just me again today. I'm gonna let Q1 run a bit while I just eat something. Right, that's the last one I'm sending, because I've already sent 3. Dark's looking really fast today. Really fast to be fair. Commentary, yeah, no, I was just eating bro, I didn't want to talk while I was eating. Did not want to talk while I was eating. But yeah, nope, it's just me today. It's always a rough one. But not much is happening here in Q2. You can see the pace for the front runners really close, keeping it under 1:13, starting from P7 upwards. It's going to be a real interesting race. How come it's just me today? It's always me today, bro. I don't have a co-commentator. The Haas driver's stage robbed the goat, the guy that you got rid of. He's T1, and Scythe, who is a Ferrari T2, taking over because people just ain't showing up for T1. At this moment, T2 again is better when it comes to attendance. But Season 2, it'll probably change with all the influx of new drivers that have come in to start Season 2. Best viewers on Schmumber online, what the fuck's that? Ban that. Okay. It won't let me do it on here, so it's a bar. I do have moderators, so if they can ban it, ban it. Hopefully Doctor joins us. He didn't make the race in a Red Bull, but hopefully he joins us and commentating. People still do that sort of stuff, the pods for the viewers. Anyway, while these are doing Q1, we're going to go on the standings from last week. So after last week at Monza, CGM leading the league really well. The fight between Verp and Samurai, as always, is a really close one, and then just way down is Teletubby with 33 points, so it's not looking close unless it's a top 3. I don't think you'll see any changes there at all. So, when it comes to the constructor standings, we've got Mercedes in front, again the fight between Ferrari and Red Bull, really close, within 1 point. Still have the ability to catch up CJ. Maybe a good race from either team today will get them to that P1 spot. But yeah, it could be wet today, it is dynamic, you've got dry, wet, and the potential strategy, again, it's hard to winters, but to be fair, I think mediums to winters would be better. And then last week's winners, no surprise, CGM, Sam with a P2 and Teletubby with a P3. Verb didn't join us for Monza, so someone had to take that P3 spot. Let's go back to quali. Here we go. We can see that Orion, also known as George Imrie, one of our newer drivers, doing really well in the Alpine, which is what they needed. Darks needed a teammate, been struggling with his teammates all season, so it's a very good addition to the team for Alpine. Looking really good with a 112.3. Possibly looking to improve, but hopefully it's not a new set of softs. He doesn't need it right now. Darks and P2 as well. It's a 1-2 for Alpine right now, so this is probably the best result Alpine's ever done. We've got a caution in sector 2 between Danny and one of the Haas drivers, which would have been Scythe. Not sure what's going on there. It looks like they're waiting for a tow. Yeah, as he starts to speed up to go into the uphill section for the DRS, it looks like it was a tow, but I don't think it was executed properly. George Imrie, safe to retire from the session. I don't think anyone's going to catch him there. The only people to catch him would be the top 7 from Verp upwards. Good time set by Red, possibly. Oh. And then the McLaren's going to go into the wall. Some things never change with Danny. He's not got the best history when it comes to qualifying. Yeah, I can't wait for Season 2 with all the new drivers as well. Hopefully I get a co-commentator to join me, as it's a real struggle sitting here for a 100% race. Not the best, I'll be honest. When I'm on my own, I'm not the best, but when I've got someone next to me, I think it flows really well. Let's go down and watch Rob. To be honest, I don't know how much time's left of this session. If Scythe can improve, he's going to knock Rob out. Let's see if he can actually knock Rob out. That's the only potential of a different outcome that's going to happen, to knock him out of Q1 right now. Not looking that fast. He's going into the pit right now. I think he's settling. Yeah, P4, P8. Well, P8 upwards is really good. And I think that's going to be it for Q1. Well, the rain started to drop, so you're going to see people switching on to inters, but I don't see any point. The lap times ain't going to improve on inters. The track got bad really quick. Yeah, Q2 will be interesting. We are dynamic weather and will be for the rest of the season. Ooh, Boston Marathon in the Williams. I like that. Who's out right now? Oh, it's Rob. He's staying on the slicks, looking to improve. Doesn't really need to. Strategy-wise, everyone should just retire to stop anything. It's only Scythe that can knock someone out, but he's going to retire, and that's going to be the first two drivers to go out in Q1. It's going to be the Haas of Scythe and the Williams of Inders. He's just hitting every barrier now. Alpine on top indeed, George Emery. That's some great laps from those two lads. CGM also up there as usual. You should. Here we are in Q2. You can now see that the heavy rain has started to join us. It's going to be a tricky one for T1, but this is what you want from T1. You want to see them be good in every sort of condition on these tracks. Tier 2 it's a bit forgivable, but Tier 1 you've got to be on top form. We do have a couple of T2 drivers reserving for the T1 teams, so any top 10 result from them will be a good result today. Who is first out? Let's have a look. Oh, George, but we'll watch George, see how he does on these inters. It's looking a bit too slippy for inters, a lot of water on the track. Alpine 1-2 is wild, never been seen in SPR. Yeah, with the potential from P8 upwards, I'm not too sure who's going to take pole today here. George looking a bit skittish on those tyres. Maybe should have gone for the full wets, being the first one out. We will see anyway as he starts his lap, heading down the home straight. He's got a teammate in front of him now, he could get that toe. Really well executed turn 1. Into turn 2, going uphill now with a long right-hander. Looking good, a bit slippy, staying in tracks. Ooh, that was just on track limits, that. Very well executed. Going into turn 5, start a little incline down into a sharp left. Into the trickiest turn of the course right now, onto the uphill, into your second DRS section. What's my top 5 drivers for today? Sam, CJ, Verp, George Imrie, and CJM. Wait, did I already say? Sam, CJ, Verp, George Imrie, and Darks for today. The 2 Alpines are looking really good, but that was in the dry, with it being dynamic going into the wet. I've not really seen everyone on the wets in Spain, and it is a tricky track in the wet. As you see, George Imrie going to impede his fast lap. To be fair, it might work out for Darks this, because it's going to get that toe just behind him. So we're going to switch on to Darks now, follow him for this lap. Robert with a 126.5, looking good for Mercedes. David to improve that time with a 125.1. See, David's brand new to the league, this is his second race. Same with George Imrie, he did miss Monza, but this is also his second race, and these debut drivers continuing the stint for SPR into Season 2. Like, they've got some talent. It's got to be said, they've got some talent, and they're giving CJ, Verp and Sam, our front runners, for the first half of the season, they're giving them a run for the money, which is what you want to see. You want to see the pace, everyone like nose cone to tail all the way through. PB invite me. Yeah, no worries. Right, 1 second, guys. We're gonna get a second commentator in here. Bear with me.
Hello.
You alright, Jamie? Right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by Jamie. He is the TP for McLaren and has come to help me out because I cannot stand commentating on my own.
Hello.
Jamie, with who you've seen so far, who do you reckon's going to take pole today?
Well, I've only just clocked in for this, but looking at the leaderboard at the minute, I feel quite strong. I think CJ could take it after performance in what do you call it?
Monza.
What was last race? Monza, that was
yeah.
the one. I think he could take it. Was that was quite strong performance by him from like back of the grid, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he dropped to like P13, P7, and then all the way to recovery drive. It was really good. It was the same with Sam though as well. Sam did a recovery drive. It was crazy. It was from P15 as well to P2, which was nuts.
Yeah, I think it could be close between those two then. Looking at what I can see at the minute, very impressive from most of the drivers set a lap time. I think Teletubby upwards could have a shot if they keep it together at the minute.
We're going to see Verp now finish his lap, only in P8, which is a shocker for Verp, really. Like, usually he's a top 3, top 4.
Yeah, could be the conditions though, as rain does try and mix things up a bit.
Here we go, we're going to watch red. I'm going to go on board with red right now. And I'm going to turn you up in Discord as well, so we can hear you over these cars. The cars are usually really loud.
Yeah.
There we go, that's a lot better.
Brilliant. So yeah,
Who have you got
it's
signed
now.
for next season then, in season 2?
Well, I was supposed to have DRK Evans, but it seems like he's decided to run off to Aston. I think at the minute, I mean, looking through, I've definitely got. I can see in the chat at the minute. What's his
I
name
think
again?
you've
DRK.
yeah,
DRK.
you've
DRK.
got Darks, haven't you? Who's in the
Yeah.
Alpine right now?
Yes. P4, I think. Strong performance.
He was P2 in Q1. Like on the dry, he's really fast. He's not slow in the wet, but he'll be all right. I reckon he'll do well. But with the wet weather, it's who can be consistent. Spain is tricky in the wet. Yo, you alright, Harv? Cheers for joining, bro. I've not seen you in here for a while. How are things going, bro?
Yeah.
Red with a 128, not too good. Looking like he's going to go out if he does not improve. Good to hear you
Yeah.
chilling, bro. Good to hear you. Got a league race right now. Well, good luck, Harv, bro. But yeah, who do you think's going to... Well, to be fair, saying who do you think's going to go out, you didn't watch Q1, did you? But George Imrie yet to
No.
set a lap. I don't see him going out. Berger's at risk. Well, Berger and Sam haven't done the
You
fast
would
lap.
want Berger and Sam to do well, wouldn't you?
I really do. Being the Ferrari GP, like, Spain's like my strongest track. I would get a podium here.
Yeah.
And so I want a Ferrari podium, and I'll be happy.
Of course. Who doesn't? Forza Ferrari.
So, you've got 2 step-ins today, haven't you, from T2 from McLaren? You've got Danny and mine picks.
Yeah. I've got Danny on my picks here because TTV's busy and DRK Evans Drake is. I'm not sure where he is, to be fair.
I think everyone said he's out of town doing a modelling shoot, which I thought was crazy.
Modelling shit. Oh, I'll have to ask
yeah.
him about that.
So TTV's doing cross-country skiing right now as well.
Sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, he does Alpine, it's called. It's meant to be insane, but I don't follow it. Never heard of it.
No.
But skiing.
Skiing.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I honestly, like, yesterday when I was helping some of the T1 lads, I've never drove Spain in the wet, but it's really tricky. It is really horrible. It's not nice.
Yeah. I remember a couple of months ago I did a different league race, Spain in the wet, and it was just carnage. Coming out of turn 2, it's just a mess with people losing the rear end.
It's that long right-hander. It's probably, well, I'd say the long right-hander, turn 3, is probably the worst. Other than that, it's the uphill turn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
7.
the one they're coming up to just now. Is that Verp or Doctor?
Yeah, Verb going uphill. Like, I don't mind this going on to the hard right. Don't mind that part, but it's the initial turn which is just brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Verb today. He's usually a lot faster than this.
Yeah, it's just like, it might be setup issues. He might have a dry setup on, depending on what the race is forecast to be.
Yeah. I know it's dynamic, so it's literally like throwing a spanner in the gears. No one knows what it's going to be. CGM setting a 124.7. Holy, that's a fast lap in the wet.
Yeah, 4 attempts clear from David in P2, who's currently in the pits, as is at Boston, just coming round to start his fast lap attempt.
I think Darks is about to go as well. Darks, who's the other Mercedes? Robert? No, it's CGM. He's going for another. I don't know why. I don't know who'd stay on here. I might just stay on Verb. Yeah, let's stay on Verb. He's got a purple sector 1 right now. Looking to improve his lap time.
Yeah.
Kind of at risk.
He's just got flowering some traffic in the front of him. Hopefully he comes out the way. Unless he's on a lap, obviously.
The Ferrari's at risk as well.
Both of them not setting competitive lap times. I can see, yeah. Sam 28.1, 4 seconds off of CJM at the minute.
That's a huge time gap.
Massive time gap.
Berger's still not gone out. Like, he needs to get out. He's leaving it too
Aye.
late. I think he's about to just get
What's his
disqualified.
second purple sector for Verp, but he's yet again still stuck behind his Ferrari up the hill.
He's getting that
Coming to the
toe off,
final
Sam.
sector.
I don't want to say it looks like teamwork, but it does. I think Red Bull and Ferrari want to knock CJ off his perch. He's been up there for too long now.
Aye. Could just be costing a little bit of time, though, to come to the
Verp into
line.
P3.
Nice little toe. P3 from Verp, not quite enough to beat the Mercedes.
The Alpines are just... When it comes to team points today, I think Alpines are going to... Well, so far, looking really good, even the McLaren.
Yeah. I mean, P6 and P7 minutes, not too bad for the team. Love to see it.
Berger's still not out. Just leaving the pit exit, actually, yeah.
Yeah, he's just come out now. It's going to be close.
It is, because Sam's still in the danger zone. He needs to just improve. He needs a toe. But so far, it just looks like Verp's getting a toe off him.
Yeah, it does seem that way at the minute.
Will it
as
be...
it seems, is it?
Well, last week at Monza, they didn't even get into Q3. And it's looking the same now.
Yeah. I mean, ended up all right in the end, didn't it? Both got double points, or single points.
Ooh. It looks like there was a touch between cars there and Sector 2. It's cleared up though, green flags.
Looks like a Ferrari of... Is that...
That's
yeah,
Sam,
it'll be
yeah.
Sam.
But I think Boston's just behind him, then Verp just behind them.
Boston seems to be on this outlap for quite a while, whether that's just the game not quite working how it should.
I know, yeah. See if it changes now. Yeah, it has.
So yeah, that's Williams of Boston about to go and settle that then. Sam's been pushed down to P12.
He's got to get this toe.
He's got to find a toe, yeah. This Berger about to start his lap now in the number 5 Ferrari.
Just cautions
Yellow
going
flag
on
from the home
anyway.
straight. Is that the Mercedes? It is.
I think it was, yeah.
CJM set another fastest lap of 23.8.
Jesus. He has got some pace round Spain, but
And Rowe
if it
has
stays,
retired.
if it stays dry, well, I've been practicing with Verp, and if it stays dry, he's gonna be in contention for that P1 finish today.
Aye, both McLarens finished their laps now, so only can go down from here, sadly.
Sam literally just needs to find 3 temps. That's all he needs to find, and he'll be into Q3.
Brilliant.
Let's see if he,
Just what you need.
if he makes it. Yeah, no, I need these lads to get Q3 this week. Otherwise, it's going to start slipping away.
Oh, Robert has been given a 5-place grid penalty.
That's detrimental for Mercedes lead and the constructors.
Oh my days, P9. That's going to start in P.
Sam's made it. He's gone into P8 with 126. He's made it. Now it's up to Berger to follow him.
It still looks for Berger. Oh, Berger. And he's safe as well at the minute because he's 100% safe. It's all down to Berger to knock out mine picks.
He'd love to do this to mine picks. They've got like a... Yeah, he has as well. They've got a huge rivalry going on, and Berger's just knocked mine picks out. Out of Q3.
What's happened here? What's happened here, lads?
Nice to see the Ferrari boys are knocking out your McLarens, but...
It's all gone to pot.
The 2 team principals in the same chat. You couldn't write this.
Could not write this. Q1 Alpine 1-2, Q2 Alpine 2-4, Q3 Alpine non-applicable.
I think I'm not too sure what the weather's like. A fruiting dynamic. Hopefully it's a dry start, or at least a dry finish. But if it's wet now, I'm sure it's going to be wet in the race.
Could make it interesting, I suppose. I mean, interesting to see CJ's first lap was on the wet, and most other people opted for the intermediates.
Yeah, I think since the tyre update, like the recent one, like I tried the wets out last night and they felt a lot stronger than what they used to be. The intermediates just they have to it has to be a dry track. Even with the dry line, when
Unlike
it's in the
otherwise.
heavy wet rain, it's just not good. I will be right back, Jamie. You keep the audience entertained. I'll be 1 second.
No worries. So into Q3 now, 10 cars remain for the top 10 shootout. Can we see who your predictions are? Any? So just wait now for cars to come out on track. The clock has gone and the green light is showing on the end of the pit lane. Who is going to be the first one to set their lap times? And it seems to be a few cars now pulled out the garage. McLaren of going to be Daniel now, and looks to me like an Aston. The other cars seem to be prepared as Berger's now left the pit lane. What's it going to be then? Who's going to get what laps out? As half the grid now seems to be out on track. Question is, what tyres are they going to be using? It looks to be intermediates for most people, as I can see that dry line as just starting to form on the racing line. And yep, just Sam now, who's not in the pit lane, as CJM has just left to start his laps. Going through now onto second sector, getting ready to call out a huge bunch of cars going to start their lap at the same time, and it seems like Boston's going to be giving slipstream to Dan down this home stretch as they start their final lap attempts along with Red Kite, and is that the Alpine. So that Berger's going to get a little bit of a tow from what seems DXR down the home straight. See if that's helped him on his lap time a bit more. Try something just scraping out of Q2. So what are people's predictions then for the race? I want to see who's getting pole position. Early predictions. Coming out onto the back straight then. No purples so far for Berger. Let's see where he's going to manage it as he enters into the third and final sector. First cars coming down to finish their laps, and it's a 1:22.9, 22.8 from Red, 21 sorry from Red Kite now to put himself in provisional pole, and the Alpine's gone even faster. 21.5 as our provisional pole lap as the second Alpine. 1-2 again. I can see some people might be a little bit happy about that as we get Vert splitting the Alpines, and this is starting just to fill in the grid as David Svat is now going fastest of all, 21.2. What a lap. Berger in 8th and last place. PB will not be happiest about that. Boston, Sam and Red. I think that is a bold prediction there. Love to see it though. That Williams pole would be nice to see, especially after their struggles in real life. Flying up the hill. There you go. And Just waiting on CJ to finish his lap of all cars, and Sam's just started his outlap. And Sam's point. We'll see how that finishes then. For Sam, for Ferrari, PB will be happy for him to bring home a good solid amount of points, wouldn't he? And as cars start peeling back into the pits, we're gonna hopefully see some more lap times soon when CJ and Sam into the pits. They're coming to the lap, sorry. Yellow flags for sector. Is that Sam? Is that the Red Bull? Not Red Bull, V car, sorry, David. Just getting out the way of CJ and Sam as they start their laps. CJ goes second, 3/10 off of David. And this is shaping up to be maybe an RB pole position here in Spain. Red Kite and P6 putting in chat a lot faster here than for some reason. Maybe it's just because you've got better at the game, you never know.
I am back. Sorry about that, Jamie.
Hello. No worries. Yeah, Berger's not at the best lap.
Oh God.
But don't worry, because Sam set purple sector 1, it seems.
He does look like he's flying, to be fair. I have all the hopes in the world on my boy Sammy, representing Ferrari.
Aye.
He promised to bring some good points, to be fair.
I've seen in the chat Dr. Zoidberg saying Sam's promised to bring in the points.
Yeah, well, that's my missus that she watches all the time. She loves Ferrari. Ferrari, can't just say it. Well,
your own team.
Hopefully I'm driving an F125 and then I can just get back to racing. I'd still do well, I'd probably just go to tier 2 with a bond brake, and then tier 1 I'm just gonna stream that. Drop myself
a little bit sliding the final corner from Sam though.
P6.
Only P6.
Red Kite was literally saying I'm a lot faster here for some reason, and Sam's just made him eat his words.
Aye, P7 now for the Aston, as it seems Verp's coming out for a second attempt on what seems to be a very fast drying track.
It looks like the track's drying up quite a lot, maybe slick weather. I'm not seeing any drops of rain.
No, it could be getting towards slicks if someone's going to take that risk, because you do never know.
You'll see now the more knowledgeable drivers will start sitting in the pit waiting for that rain to completely stop, but as it stands it looks like the track is completely dry because you can see the rubber literally kicking up from the wheels.
No real spray coming from the back of the Red Bull as he's starting to out that. 21-2 is provisional pole for the RB at the minute.
See, David and George, they're sat in the pit, so's Darks, and the rest of them, they've all started noticing, like, if it was these 3 drivers that are out now, I'd just go in the pit and get slicks.
CJ's out at the minute, but I think CJ and Sam are both on their way to the pits after finishing their laps anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to see softs coming on for Darks.
Zombie, Berger, Daniel and Darks all going onto the soft compound tyres now.
Verb, playing it a bit risky and just doing that final lap in the intermediates. He's got to race back to the pit now.
It's going to be an interesting one because a 21-2, let's say if he does set that sort of lap time, he's going to have to do that twice, and that won't be enough for him to go back into the pits and come round. So this could be Verp's last lap, and it could be on Inters.
It's a shame because Doctor was meant to drive today, but he had some last minute. You know what's crazy? He's just set a purple sector 1.
Just as we were talking about the soft tyres.
But Doctor was meant to join him today, but he has not been able to make it due to I think he had a family event on, but Verb's going to try and bring it home for him. Looking good so far. Only car
we're saying purple sector 1, but there's some more cars trickling out the pits now. 2 purple sectors for Verp, 1.3 seconds up in the Delta. But you can see on timing stack it's purely soft tyre runners, and DRS has been enabled, so it is a dry track.
There he goes, rushing into the pits now.
Yeah, he knows he might have set 2 purples, but he will end up at probably the bottom of the timing stack if he continues out on those inters.
So you're driving now, Danny, the first lad out on the softs. He's going to start his lap now, coming down into the final turn to go through the grid straight. He's been really good, to be fair, Danny. He's warming his tyres up. I don't know why. He's like, you've not got a lot of time to go and finish these final laps.
He's weaving on his way to this fast lap, which is an interesting approach. We'll see if it works for him. He's weaving now. He's doing 2 prep laps, it seems.
I don't think he's got enough time for it. Well, no, he should make it back to the line. You should, like in softs, you're looking at a 118, 117.
Yeah,
as an average lap.
I mean, let's see if he is pushing. He doesn't. He's a 10th up on himself, I think it seems. But yeah, I think that's definitely the difference between the inters and the softs right now.
This is why I love dynamic weather. Like, anything can change. It's all about your strategy and your awareness of the track and the conditions. It's great. So when people are always like, "Oh, keep it clear all the way through," it's like, no, there's no fun in that. There's nothing interesting about that. You have to have it. Like, I love it in tricky races. Like, when season 2 calendar comes out, I think it is a 20 race calendar instead of a 12. So
interesting.
Yeah,
make for a longer tight fight.
Oh yeah.
As it does look like Daniel set a fastest middle sector of anyone as he starts his fast lap. He goes top. So was that a fast lap we saw from him?
I'm not too sure, but
it's only 1.1 seconds faster than David at the minute. So we'll see what other people can manage.
With that weaving he did at the beginning, it might have cost him. He should have just gone straight for the fast lap instantly.
Unless
Red
this
with a
does
116.
look like another fast lap attempt. He's gone purple sector 1 again. So he's got to have like just sped up for that last little bit of a lap. 165 for Red, yeah.
Let's see if Red can hold it. There's a lot of there's 9 drivers to set the pace right now.
And the checker flag has dropped, so anyone now to cross the line will finish where they are placed on the time stack.
Boston is at risk to drop into P10.
And he doesn't cross the line at time, it looks like. Looks like he hasn't got lap in.
The Alpine with a 112. Can his teammate follow up? Danny with a 112.9.
What?
112.8 for David. Like, this is going to be close now, all the way to P10.
Yeah, so time to see who has got it right. As is that the other Alpine coming around the final corner now?
Darks with a 112.9. P3.
Very close. Danny's had a great qualifying if he can hold it where it
Sam into P2 in a Ferrari. Clearly better. Oh no, Red stole it. Red just stole it back off him.
This is going
CJM in pole.
Berger only manages 8th place. One more car to go across the line. Verps crossed the line. And DRK is complaining that his softs went on 10%.
That's crazy.
Sam does not seem happy in the chat, and Red does seem very happy with that P3 for the Aston.
Red hacks. No, Red's in a TT setup. He's never been this fast. By lap 8, he'll be gone.
Sam's complaining about running out of ERS, but he still manages a very respectable P4. But it's CJ on pole for the race.
There's no surprise there. Like, we all know he's fast around space. He's fast around every track. It's just, again, it's going to be with a strategy because right now the weather's changed to what it seems like sunny, but now it's just changed again to fog. Like, it's like
it's going to be an interesting one.
It's really strange. Holy, crossed the line before the time was over.
Darks does reckon he could get 12.2, but his softs died so early. Maybe pushed him a bit too hard on that outlap then.
That was a good quality. That was probably the most interesting quality one that is actually put out this season. Hopefully the race can live up to it as well.
Not the Monza, you mean, with that absolute shocking performance from everyone.
All I know is that Berger's going to be happy that he knocked mine picks out. He's going to be rolling around loving that.
He doesn't care about the race as long as he knocked mine picks out.
You should have seen Tier 2 race last night. There was a multi-21. It was bad.
Multi-20? Oh no.
Yeah, between mine picks and Danny and the Austins.
Oh dear. Oh dearie dear.
Here we go. And it's lights out and away we go here at the Spanish Grand Prix of SPR Tier 1.
10 seconds behind you at the minute.
Oh yeah, you're on the stream, aren't you? You're watching through the stream.
Yeah, it's going to make for a good one. Lights out and away we go for me.
Here we go down into turn 1. CJ taking the lead nicely. George Emery holding it. Sam up into P3. Red into P4. A lot of position changes. There is a caution. Looks like there was a bit of contact on to turn 3.
Ricard and Alpine. David's down to P11, P12. So he's not had the best start from wherever he
Same
qualified.
with Garks as well. Both down.
So maybe had a little collision. Yeah, it looks like those three might have had a collision there.
There was definitely an off-track situation. And here you can see the possible race strategies. Medium, medium, soft, 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 medium, medium. 4 stops in wild. I don't think you'll see any of that today.
Yeah, do a 3 stop there. There will be safety cars probably intervening this race as Danny's up to P5 now.
Seems to be a lot of battling at the back, so we're going to go all the way back there between David. There is a almost 3 wide between David, Mine Picks and Darks.
It's going to be interesting now as Darks gets past Mine Picks into P10.
I think there's wing damage for Darks. It's gone into the pit. Yeah, he has.
Yep, there we go for the Alpine. Soon to become
there's a crash.
driver.
There's a crash on the track. Who was that?
Yeah, oh, home straight, huge crash. Yeah. Is that somebody out of the race or whatever it is?
I think it was a half
just
of Rob.
That. Yeah, Rob seems to have no end plates at all when he goes deep into turn 1. Not what they wanted hit there at the Haas camp, especially after the carnage they dealt with last weekend.
Stars for Lars predicting that the last 2 seconds Danny takes over into P1 and wins it. Oh no, he's on about last night. He's on about last night. Yeah, no, it was nuts. It was a good race. It was a really good race last night.
Oh, missed it then. Such a shame as Berger and Sam doing very well for you. P3 and P6, podium position for Sam.
Yeah, Berger's currently in a battle with Teletubby and Boston. Bro, I hate Teletubby's name. Yo, Teletubby, if you're watching, bro, please change your name. I'm sick of saying Teletubby.
Sick of saying Teletubby. Stars for Life is he's not very happy with you, it seems, BB.
Oh, I'm a girl, by the way. No worries. Women are welcome in here too. We don't care what gender you are. You're all welcome. Here we go back into turn 1.
Taking the lead of the race from
virtual
CJ.
safety car.
DSC. Is that McLaren going the pits now? Yeah, Mine Picks is in the pits, along with Rob. So that was probably the collision on the last lap.
I'm surprised he even stayed in a race. That was crazy. It was really, but you could see him swerving all over the straight.
Yeah, I think it's very impressive. Both cars are still running, as DRX is rather regretting his decision to pit on the first lap because he's missed out on his free pit stop.
See, Danny's doing really good in the McLaren right now, moving up into T1 next season for Aston Martin. And I think he's, like, the races we've seen him in Tier 1, he's done really well. Now everyone's saying different Teletubbies in the chat.
Tinky Winky on Dr. Zoidbergs. I wonder if it will make me able to see it better if you, like, more times you'd share screen on Discord.
Yeah, I'll share the screen.
because it's rather annoying seeing 10 seconds after it's actually happened.
Yeah, see if that works out for you. Try that out. Hopefully it doesn't
Yes, but
affect the mainstream too much.
hopefully. Otherwise, I'll just deal.
Actually, you know what I can do? Give me a second. If I do this, just knock it down. It'll have to be in that quality, I think, just to save the mainstream.
No worries.
I'm telling you now, post-shot 2-pack. But anyway, back onto the race. Danny
The
catching up
race
to the
won't
back of
go
Red
away.
Kite. P4 Aston
Oh,
Martin for Red. This is
barely
probably...
reading the names. I cannot see any gaps in the middle, but it's fine. Could just about map who's who. I use the stream if necessary.
Do you have me on F1? Because I could just invite you to the lobby. You can just spectate that way.
I don't think I do, to be honest. I'll just use the stream on the smaller screen, it's fine.
Yeah.
And
Berger down into P10. I just cursed him. I need to stop cursing these lads.
I mean, even better for me, I suppose, if it's my team making those gains, as it's mine picks in P15 at the minute. It's not really what you want to see.
So I'm really surprised. Well, there must have been a huge collision at the beginning because David's one of the strongest drivers in the league. And Verb, but Verb's in P11. But it's just showing the pace of the league now. Like back in the beginning of the season, they probably would have recovered by now. And due to the pace increasing, it's crazy. Verb overtakes Berger.
Turn 1, that is, what a move. Goes long ramp to long right-hander and chasing down David and Boston, it looks like.
There's a lot of battles. David right now, yeah, I'm going to switch on to David. Snooping around the tail of that Williams car.
Not where he wanted to be.
What's brilliant right now is that there's little segments of battles. You've got a battle.
Oh, was that an Aston Martin go off the track, spinning sideways?
Was that Teletubby?
Up the hill.
Teletubbies, well.
Yeah, Teletubbies dropped down the order. You might have jinxed him there as well.
He's gonna have to go in the pits. He's got that wing damage now. The left panel's gone. Oh no, it's the right panel's gone.
All gone wrong for Teletubby.
Keeping it in front of that Sauber really well.
Road would not be very happy with that.
Slower car in front of her. She's got great pace. She's pitting right now.
Robe's already pitted, but it looks like Teletubby stayed out on track, it seems.
I think he's waiting on a safety.
Sam has moved up into P2, you'll be delighted to see.
Someone's just said, Super Poopy Racing did it again. Ruined Rob's race.
Road.
I like that. SPR, Super Pooper Racing.
Super Poopy Racing.
Well, you say Rob's race is ruined, but still there's time for a safety car.
I mean, there's still 60 laps to go. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly, 60 laps is a long time. If you were to DNF now, you're just an idiot. Like, you're a complete mug. You shouldn't be DNFing on a 100% race before halfway through.
I mean...
There's opportunities. It's dynamic weather. The weather can change at an instant. As you can see in the background, rolling over the mountains, the fog's coming over, so it might be light rain soon.
You never know. Always like to give a little kick, does Barcelona.
Definitely one of the best tracks on the calendar. So good.
Aye. Allows for a lot of good racing as well.
You can see the front three of CJ, George and Sam once again, like in Baku, just pulling away. Verb's fighting, well, Verb's trying his best to claw his way up. Boston's having a really good race in that Williams as well.
I mean, Dr. Zoidbergs definitely did do something good for Sam after saying Sam's promised to bring the points, as he is fighting for the lead at the minute.
Yeah.
Less than a second away from CJ. As they yet again climb up the hill. Teletubby in the pits now, obviously can't deal with the damage dealt to that Aston Martin.
So far so good, looking for tier 1, no DNFs. That's 2 laps better than last week. at Monza. We do, we
Well, we had a
hate
DSQ straight
DNFs
away.
here. We hate DNFs here. Like, we really do. Let's have a read of the chat. The Twins DNF yesterday after a few laps. Yeah, no, it was bad. Like, they shouldn't have DNF'd. What
Was
was it?
that?
I think Rabbit DNF'd the McLaren, the current McLaren Rabbit,
Yeah.
who's going to Red Bull. So he DNF'd after
Yes.
2
Both of them
laps.
going.
So Verb was absolutely fuming because he was like, he's taken them both on for next season, and with the money that
has he?
with the money that the stream's making, the cash prize is going to drivers and potentially TPs. So he wants to make sure his drivers bring the win home.
They don't really seem very hot on helping in Tier 1 either, as neither of them ever, if called up, never join the race.
No, I think they need I think they have a couple. Cypher's retired from the session.
Cypher's retired. There's that the Haas. It looks to be at the top of the track coming up to where these lot are coming to fight now, so maybe we'll have a little bit of a view on what's happened.
It looks like he's just give up. He's retired on track. Again, you shouldn't be doing this. It doesn't matter what situation, unless your wheel has completely flew off.
Yeah,
which
he's
it
just
hasn't.
pulled over.
Literally, if your car cannot go anymore, I understand. But if your car can keep going, what are you doing? This is what I can't wait for season 2 for the change to happen in Tier 1. Because
What's the change?
So we've got a new influx of drivers that are all fast, used to 100%, do it every week. Got insane pace, especially the Red Bull team. The Red Bull team's having a huge upgrade. Same with Ferrari. Like, we brought in Doc, who's consistent. And
Very nice. You then.
Yeah, like all I want to see is the pace of Tier 1 improving, and that's going to be a 3-second penalty for Rowe. Only penalty on the grid right now.
Track limits. That
Yeah.
looks like it could just be track limits as she's on the home straight, probably at the final corner then.
See, I think
It's
that's
just
the
saying.
only place you can really get track limits on here. Not really a lot of places you can mess a corner up.
I think you could get one at the that flat out right hander going to the second DRS straight and the penultimate corner. I think exit those are most likely to get track limits. So other than that, quite a difficult circuit to get penalties on, if I don't say so.
I want to have a look at the back of the pack now because there's a fight between 4 cars of Robert, Line Picks, the Aston Martin of Teletubby, and Rob the Goat. He's caught back up in the Haas.
And Rob is closing in on Totalby. 9 picks about 1.4 seconds away from the Mercedes of, was that Robert in front of him? Yeah. Robert obviously having that 5-place grid penalty as well.
See what's crazy as well, like the week before Japan, it was Monaco, and both McLaren's DNF'd on that track as well, so that's a huge amount of points that I've just got to miss. And then to go from P1 to P2, well, P1, P2 in China, to Abu Dhabi not showing up, Monaco DNF, Japan DNF. It's not really a good track record. They are fast, they are good drivers, but I think they just give up way too easy.
And they're not willing to help the senior team. As we're looking at, is that Rob trying to go make a move on 9 picks, takes them towards the outside. Great bit of defending from 9 picks, but Teletubby seems to be holding him off a bit as he's gone round the outside.
A little bit of wheel contact.
Wheel contact, but he's got a switchback maybe at him, but no, doesn't let it stick. And 9 picks hold on to that very, very lowly P15 at the minute.
See, it's great right now. There's little pockets of racing going about. This, like, these lads aren't slow. This P14, 15, 16. I think
these are all people that pitted there, aren't they?
They're usually at the top. Yeah, they are usually at the top.
So all of these drivers pitted early in the race.
Yeah, all taking damage. I think if a safety car comes out soon, these 3 are going to jump at that, and it'll look a lot better for these 3. Like, they shouldn't be at the back. No chance.
not shot, nearly half a lap behind their leaders, as it looked like Daniel is. That's snuck on the radar. Daniel's overtaking Red. And yeah, look at that. All of them on relatively old tyres.
Ooh, Rob sneaking on the inside here on that turn 3.
Can they make it stick
Very
this time?
close.
This lap? Oh, he's forcing
That is a great overtake from Rob.
Down the inside. Not what we need, Martin picks, but lock up from Rob here could cost him a little bit on exit. But he seems to have made that move stick. But then you look at the tyre gap, and the Rob is on the mediums to Martin picks is hard, so
He's
we
just...
don't know why that overtakes.
Oh, there's a spin off Teletubby and then Rob crashes into him.
Oh, what? Oh, Ninepix has got it going again. All three of them got going again, not too far away, but he's not going to be happy about that.
That is a shame. Absolutely decimated his front left wing. Like, not even his fault.
Aye, and that's given Ninepix that gap he needed just to start pulling away, and there goes Rob back into the pits. Haas not having a good time.
If anyone's going to
One
bring
guy,
him points, it's definitely Rob. Like, he needs to stay in this race. He needs to keep going. The clouds look like they're getting heavier. Rain might be on its way.
Does anybody know about weather in the chat?
I know what's coming, because I ran this before.
Oh, so you know exactly what's going to happen then, don't you?
Oh yeah, I know what's coming. And this is why I'm saying Rob should not give up. Rob should keep going. As you see the race leaders now coming out in front of Rob. Sam leading P1 in the Ferrari. Looking
What's
very
happened
good.
to CJ? What's happened to Daniel? Daniel's back down to P5. Red's got past him. And it looks like George is back in the race.
This
the battle
is
for
what I
the
mean.
lead is
It's just all over the show. Like you can see on the track map, the cars are all split up. But I think with Spain being such a tricky track and just the tyre wear is insane. You wouldn't think so, but it's brutal. It's just like Baku, how brutal it is. So one little slip, and this is where the changes are coming in. I think. Who have we not shown love to actually? Should we watch the fight between Dan and Red Kite? We'll watch Dan and Red.
They've been switching it round all race so far, so it's just going to depend if they can keep the gap clean. Gap's about half a second though. Maybe within striking range, depending on battery levels onto the home stretch. It's going to make for an interesting little pass.
See, Verb's having a strong recovery drive right now. You got to think as well, he's in those hards. He's already had to pit.
I think it might be 3 wide for the lead. Yeah, it looks like it's just gone 3 wide as Sam's gone from first to second.
George really overtaken. The rate. This is gonna be the podium here, like all the way. Well, I wouldn't say the podium.
It's going to be the bottom 4 slots of the timing stack. It's going to end in a disaster, or it's going to go really well. That's Rob who's been lapped. Rob has been lapped then in this race.
Yeah, but I reckon again that one safety car will catch up. It'll be at the back of the pack, and I reckon he can get some points today. Not sure why. Yeah, I'm not sure why Saif just give up, because he had the 1 lap hards on. Yeah, hards are slow at first, but when you start getting the heat into them, they're faster than mediums across Spain.
And it's looking to be another good fight down the home straight. 3-second time penalty for Rob though. That's not going to help him. Yellow flags. Is that a Red Bull or an RB? That's gone off in the middle sector.
That is a Alpine. I think it was the Alpine of Darks, that.
Oh, Darks, you can't be doing that. Sign you up for next year.
Oh, check DMs. 1 second.
Looks to be interesting.
Oh.
Dan's got ahead of the Aston again.
I'll be right back.
And he's pulled a little bit of a gap. And it's looking very interesting at the minute. as we're looking on the time graph, there's lots of little underwood pockets of fights, as it looks like Robert may be making a move on the Williams for P11. CJ will definitely want his teammate, as he does make the move up into 11th place on the grid. What a move, but it's going to be well contested, I'm sure. That Williams will not give that up whatsoever of Indus. Anyway, gap for the lead yet again. He's starting to fall away, Sam is. I wonder if those mediums are getting a little bit of wear into them. But as we're going onto the home stretch, it's going to be CJM attacking Sam all the way down into turn 1. Will he be able to make a move? No, he won't. And it looks to be Sam who's more taking the move. Maybe a little bit more battery than George and Lloyd. But it's making for some interesting racing. Vert definitely looking for the overcut on some people, going long on those hards. Longest hard tyre runner of all the races. Anyway, looking down the order, Rob does seem to be getting a little bit of time on Robe for P15. What exactly the Haas needs to do though is get past these three who are just holding him up now. I mean, he's getting DRS off of them, but his soft tyres, are going to be cooking in a second.
I am back.
Following closely. Welcome back. I'll just concentrate a little bit on Rob in the Haas. He's on the soft tyres, but he's just stuck behind this little fight for the lead. There's a yellow flag in the final sector. That looks to be the Williams, I think, and P15 now, who's had a spin. David's now got a penalty. And is that CJ's just taking the lead of the race off of Sam?
What happened to George Emery? What happened?
Oh, that might have been George then, because there was yellow flags in the final sector and the first sector at the exact same time. It looks like George may have made a mistake, and that's given CJM the chance to make it past.
I know I shouldn't be biased, but come on, Sam, lad. Get that P1 you've been after all season. You deserve it, bro.
He's got some tough competition to beat, though. CJM is one of the better drivers in the league.
Well, if there's anyone to beat CJ right now, it's definitely Sam in that Ferrari. He knows CJ's game. He knows how to beat him. Just got to keep it clean.
Picked up his 3-second time penalty. Not a good look for us in the McLaren camp.
There's a few penalties picked up now. Even David up into P6, Verp into P8, still on the hard compound.
I think, what was it? Robert was fighting DRX not too many laps ago, and he's already lost 6.5 seconds on the newer set of mediums.
Sounds like he's definitely had a spin, and he's just stressing the tyres out again. Like the tyre wear on Spain is just crazy. And
the front left three do take a punishment.
So you'll even see these front two, Sam and CJ, start, losing the back end a little bit, spinning about. But it's all about who saves that battery now, and battery strat is everything. You might be in that DRS pocket, but the battery strat in between the sections of DRS is what's going to win you the race.
Not very many places to gain yourself some some battery in the circuit.
So I think where I'd say battery is the long right-hander, so you can keep that tail from stopping coming out into the next turn, and then turn it back on going uphill. Get that faster pace, get the higher revs going uphill as well. And even this final section that CJ's on, this is where you want to be saving battery, and then you just release it on the downhill into the straight.
Doctors put something in the chat. Obviously not racing for Red Bull this weekend.
What, in the Discord?
Yeah, just trying to find where he put it.
Never mind. He's saying he's still not home. That's a shame.
Real shame for him.
Well, Verb's doing him proud, still holding that P8. He's in no man's land, but he is catching up to Boston in the Williams in P7. Let's have a look at Verb right now and see what his race pace is like. He's not too far behind the Williams, 2 seconds to gain. But those medium tires will be falling off now. The hards will be just primed. So I reckon about 2 more laps we'll see Verb taking over that P7.
About 2 more laps, and I think we'll start seeing a few of these drivers peeling into the pits. Those medium runners must just be sitting waiting for a safety car now.
We've currently got a battle between David and Daniel. David has caught up quite a lot.
David's had a great race at the minute, not what we want to be seeing over in McLaren, as he's kind of just fallen off that tail. He's not even fallen off the tail of Red Kite. David taking advantage of the little fight they're having, looking to maybe to go for a move on the inside.
David looked really good in Monza, to be fair. I think it was an Alpine reserve that took him out of the race, and it was Danny in the Aston Martin reserve last week that took him out of the race completely.
So it's not really what he wanted, but as they're coming onto the home stretch, some people are pitting now. That is George in the Alpine, into the pits. All goes smoothly for him as he now goes to adventure on a set of hard compound tyres for him.
See, that sun's gone away now. I'd have just stayed on the tyres. The sun's gone.
Track temp is going to fall.
It's got to be clicking in the heads of some of these drivers that the rain is coming. Like, look at the mountains in the background now. You can't even see them.
And that's a yellow flag in the first sector. Is that a Alpine, I think, who's spun?
I think it was the Alpine of George.
Yeah, it's George. George just come out the pit lane on a brand new set of hards, maybe just not got that temperature in them yet. And obviously with the clouds coming over, lower track temperatures mean harder warm-up for those hard compound tyres.
I've got to give it Rob, staying in now, like, in the Haas. He's caught up, to be fair.
He's done very well to catch up.
That's 10 seconds he's caught up.
Inderps is, in P15, he's not pitted yet, and he's, 10 seconds behind, and Starks gets his 3-second time penalty.
See, to show the pace of Rob, look at CJ and Sam right now. He's keeping up with the 2 leaders. This is what I mean. One mistake or one collision, and it will drop you through the pack now. He's doing really well to keep up with these race leaders.
I mean, one thing you do have to take note in, he is on that blue Red Bull soft tyres.
Yeah.
So he's got to be careful he does not stay in the dirty air of Sam too much. Otherwise he will just start to cook those tyres, and tyre wear, as we know on Spain already, is pretty costly.
See, Rob's been here from the start. Like, a lot of the lads from the start will know that Rob is a good racer. He's got the race pace. He's been seriously unlucky. He has had, like, the likes of Danny, Teletubby, and, like, those 2 lads have took him out of the race quite a lot. Like, it has been seen throughout all these races. But he is really good. Like, I completely rate him. He's calm, cool, collected. And if the rain comes in where he is right now, he's going to catch everyone up. He's in a great position, especially if the rain comes in when he's already, just before the pit lane. If everyone passes and he goes in when the rain starts, it's going to look sweet for him. He might even end up like P10, P9 if the rain comes in.
So you've alluded to rain coming in then, have you? So
there is rain coming. I can see it on my weather app. There is rain coming, followed by heavy rain. So
it's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of these more experienced drivers like Sam, CJ, Red, David, George, like majority of them are experienced, but it's who really knows like the weather, like the clouds on this game, like look at the mountains in the background. They're gone.
As CJM has left the
session. That looks like a disconnected. I'm gonna have to get him back in right now.
That is not what he needs, as he's fighting Sam for the lead. As Sam's got him. He's dropped back massively.
CJM has been invited back. That is not good.
Looks like Rob has. Yeah, Rob's got him. So Rob's now got nobody between him and Sam. If you're Sam, do you let Rob go and use him for DRS? Yeah,
I would. There's been a crash of a McLaren.
McLaren, is that Daniel maybe having lockup? CJM's back in the race. Good news for him and Mercedes. That is exactly
if
what
one of
they
our
need.
drivers disconnects, I will get him in as soon as possible. Like, I
You
can't
can't
have
afford.
exactly. But again, like, if this rain falls in his favour, Sam's gonna be screwed here.
I mean, if he's he's now 5 seconds behind Sam. So look at that, half a lap and disconnected, and he's 5 seconds behind. Just shows how costly it can be to be disconnected, and as it looks to be.
David's looking for the overtake to get into P3 right now. This has been a brilliant recovery. He
Yeah.
dropped to P16, didn't
Yeah, he was right down the opening lap. He was one of the ones that caught in that three-way collision with Vert, wasn't it not?
he? Yeah, I think it was Verp, David, and Darks.
Darks, yeah. So, oh, and CJM's out. He's retired. Has he had a
No
crash?
way.
No. He looks like he's retired from the session. He's on the inside. So that is the main competitor for this race out, and leaving a 12-second gap for Sam, which is huge help as Daniel gets another 3-second time penalty.
I'm in
Not
shock.
what he needs.
I'm actually in shock. I think
CJ does
I
not.
hope CJ has. I hope he hasn't left due to the 5-second deficit, because he could have
Yeah.
easily made that up.
He wouldn't have left. He knows he's got the pace over Sam. No offence.
He's joined back. But his car's retired. No, his car hasn't retired. His car hasn't retired. It's still going, isn't it? No, his car's gone.
His car's retired. It says DNF and timing stack. Very confusing. And definitely not what you want to see for CJ, the championship leader, is he not?
That's all I can do. That is just bad luck. That is just bad luck.
Yeah. That is shocking.
His internet has dropped. Literally, when he's like, your car will keep going, and like if you're not near the pit, say if you go straight after the pit and you're disconnected, your car will keep going. But if you're just before that pit lane, it'll just disconnect you, left the session. Like,
not what he wants to be.
it's looking good for Sam here, but this isn't the fight we wanted. Like, we wanted that CJ fight all the way through. The only hope now for Mercedes is Rob, who is in the points now. He is in P10, but he's got a 7-second gap between him and himself and Boston.
And it doesn't help also how he's only in the points because of his teammate having that moment. It looked like he was going round penultimate corner. As we passed it on the track, it just showed him as being off the track.
Drove off. Yeah, he just drove off.
We took the pre-23 layout of the chicane. As he's left the session again, he's will not be happy.
I wouldn't be. Like, I have had that happen to me before. And it ruins your night.
Yeah, it does not very well. Is that a Williams been pushed on the track by? Is that? Yeah, Rob's fighting someone. Respect for Rob.
Rob up into P14.
He's just overtaken.
And he's gaining on Rob as well. Rob just in front of the kick Sauber. Recovery drive from Rob in the Haas.
Alright, and it's Robe as well. Robe's on those soft tyres from the start of the race, near enough the start of the race.
24
There's
laps.
some old soft tyres. People just holding it out for the rain. Race engineers will be definitely telling them to be careful and keep it wary. As Berger's got a 3-second time penalty.
It's looking really good for Sammy. David is catching up slowly but surely. Like,
that 11-second gap will take a long time to replenish though. So
I just feel absolutely gutted for CJ. This is not what I wanted. Like, the battle between those two and George was really good.
You got to feel very sorry for the Mercedes driver, having such a good race as well, fighting Sam all the way. Not what you want to see to anybody.
I'm gonna have to message him and see what's going on. Like,
yeah, that is not what you want to see. But still, Rob is still right on the back of Sam. What a fight this will be if it was for the lead. Such a shame for Sam being this far behind. and Robe is in the pits. So Robe is one of the first yellow flags in the final sector. Is that an Alpine again? Who's just recovered the car. It looks to be maybe the Alpine of George. Yes, George just lost a lot of time. So it looks like George has had a moment in the final corner, maybe indicating how worn these tyres actually are. 26 lap hole for a lot of people.
As I've just... Oh, I think that's the first raindrops. It is. Rain has hit the
Yeah,
track here
rain
at
has hit the
Barcelona.
track. As Rob gets his 3-second time penalty. So not what you want to see if you're in Haas, but also the rain could bring in a safety car.
See, right now it's... Does Sam pit on this lap, or does he have another lap on the mediums? Like, does it go around again?
He's not where he wants to be at the minute. You want to be where David is, and having that, he stays out. As you want to be where David is, because you get that extra 10 seconds to think, do I want to stay out, or do I pit, or to see if DRS does get disabled.
Rob's doing a brilliant recovery drive.
Yeah, Rob's looking to P13, have some respect for Rob, as the rain does seem to be getting a bit heavier. No real... I mean, Verp gets his 3-second time penalty.
That is one of the first penalties Verp has received.
That is a shame for him, having such a good recovery drive. And the hards, shame that strategy hasn't really worked out well for him.
I don't know, I'd say it would, you know, because he's gone from, I think he was P14 over to P5, stayed on the hards, but I don't think he's pitted since the, well, obviously he's took one pit, he had to get some damage dealt with, but to recover like 40-50 seconds.
George has pitted for the Inters, and we've got a few other drivers. Robe's in the pits again for some Inters, so Robe only pitted a few laps ago.
I'm not sure if it's Inter's weather yet, I'm not sure.
I don't see Sam struggling so much at the minute.
Rain is still...
He's holding steady. He's holding David steady at the minute, so we could be on a point where driver makes all the difference. We'll see if Sam comes in.
Slipping a bit, he's coming in.
It's time for the pits, it looks like. Yellow flags in the final sector. Rob looks like he's dropped in the pits, on the way to the pits.
He crashed into the pits.
On pit entry, that's not what Rob wants to see. After such a good race for him.
He's done an incredible drive, to be fair. But he's going to have the upper hand now, getting those inters on. Quite a few drivers.
There you go.
Quite a few drivers with the inters on now. Everybody coming into the pits, getting these tyre changes.
Derps has stayed out. Derps has just stayed out on the track. So he's gone around another time. He thinks he can keep those medium tyres running.
Same with Verp.
Verp is in the lead of the race now. Whereabouts is the Red Bull track? I wonder.
Just going around turn 3.
He's had plenty of time. Sam's catching him Sam is catching him a lot. As the gap goes down to 2 seconds of that.
Sam's, to be fair, like, it's awful what's happened to CJ, but Sam has had a great race. David also. Red and Danny have just been battling. There's a huge gap between them now.
One thing we haven't noticed is Sam's gained about 3 seconds on... No, not Sam. David's gained about 3 seconds on Sam. So, now maybe not all sunshine and rainbows over at Ferrari.
I hope so. I hope we have some rainbows for once.
We need some rainbows at McLaren. None of the drivers are here. Apart, Daniel's turning up though, and these Inters. That 7-second gap to the guy in front of Red Kite.
So you've got Darks and TTV, haven't you, for, what is it, Tier 1 Season 2? Yeah, I think that's
yes, Tier 1 Season 2, we've got Darks in the who's in the Alpine at the minute, so I'm sure they're loving that.
And then who's your Tier 2 drivers?
Well, I thought we had DRK Evans, but apparently Aston snagged him last second. But we've got Billy at the minute, and mate, I'm not sure we've got a second driver. We've been given the second driver apparently by CJ. On the team sheets, it's saying we've still got DRK Evans, so I'm not sure what's happening over there.
Yeah.
Tier 2. I'll try and get that sorted out. later on the
Honestly, if I could
race.
sing anyone's praises right now that still hasn't been given a seat, it is Rob. Rob the GOAT. He brings
Has
points
he
every
not been
week.
given the seat? Wow.
No, like I think there's a seat at Williams, but the TP's not said anything to him yet. Like there's a seat at Kick, but the lad deserves a T1 seat. He brings points every
Oh,
week. He's
yeah.
clean and consistent.
I mean, he's proven himself even this race alone. He's stuck with that leading pack of CJ and Sam. And, well, what was it? Robert as well, I think it was. In
Yeah.
the. No, George in
No, yeah,
the.
CJ, George, and Sam. Yeah, like he's got the pace.
He's got the pace, and you can see him give way there to David, who is on a charge to try and catch up. 7 seconds ago, he's pulled another 1.5. Sam not having the pace he once had, it seems.
Huge gaps between the drivers now. No one really battling. I mean, the closest battle right now is probably Darks and Berger. So we're going to go on to that.
Toby gets a 3-second penalty. Is that another one for the Aston Martin? I think it is.
I don't think a lot of these drivers have drove Spain in the wet. Like they'll realise how tricky it is, and again, like the more experienced drivers with Spain having this weather, you're going to see them climb through the pack, and then the rest of them are just going to start dropping off. Like Darks, he's experienced with Spain in the wet, chasing Berger. Don't think Berger's done this much, and he's hunting him down on the straight, up into turn 1.
Oh, it looks like he's survived another day as Berger. As they dart into someone, look at the line difference. Berger looks like going deep, but there's just no grip on the exit of these corners. And he's gone on the inside of turn 3.
That is a great overtake from Darks.
That is a great
I hate to say it. Ooh.
But that experience gap you were saying a second ago is starting to show a little bit, as you hinted to. Maybe not in the way you wanted to, though.
No, not against Berger. But I won't. Berger's bringing points home, so I'm happy with that. Like that's what I wanted him to do. He's our tier 2 driver for Ferrari. Like if you ever watch any of the tier 2 races, he's always at the top. He is a fierce competitor in that league. But, oh yeah, no, he's really good. Like he's a right laugh as well. But yeah, Darks is a good signing. Danny's doing good. I feel like he might be able to get P3 for tries. I don't know. Danny is doing good, to be fair. Like that's a good signing for Austin to keep him, moving him up a tier. He's looking really good in the wet.
Red Kite is looking as another driver who is very much thriving in these wet conditions. As we can just see, Daniel's starting to struggle a little bit more as the gap's falling away. But yet again, David is still chasing down Sam for the lead. So as we come up to half race, it's looking like it could go anyway still, despite CJ having that unfortunate DNF.
See, we all know Danny is Verstappen in here. Like, he is the Verstappen of the league. He's a young lad, but he's a very aggressive driver. But he's got the skill. He's got his skill. Will probably.
I think he does.
I think his ceiling, his skill ceiling, is probably higher than a lot of drivers.
Ooh, he has a little bit of a mistake going into the corner. He's gone very deep.
This is what I mean. Every time I watch and give someone praise, they start crashing.
Please don't talk about my drivers anymore.
Crash! No, Danny's brilliant. His skill ceiling is going to be incredible. Like when he starts getting used to these tier 1 races, I think he's going to come into a league of his own and probably be battling for podiums each race. All he does is improve each week.
It's nice to see as the gap is falling. It looks like again. Down to 5 seconds, so he's gained a little bit of time.
George has gained 7 tenths behind Danny, and he's hunting him now.
George, he can back away for that.
What is it? I think George is at Alpine again next season. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it.
Don't. As Robe now, she's not had the best race. She's down P15 with a few penalties, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah. We're going to have a look at those penalties right now, actually. Let's have a look.
Time to shame the drivers, is it?
Time to shame the drivers. I am dreadful with these menus. It needs to be better. But yeah. Oh, to be fair, it's not that bad. Everyone's on 3 seconds, besides Rob. He's on 6.
really unfortunate for him, I think, because he does not deserve those penalties one bit.
Oh, we've had a
Yeah,
caution.
yellow flag. Is that? That's not Sam. It's Berger, I think, being chased down. No, it's Sam. Sam's dropped. Sam, the gap's only 4 seconds.
Oh dear. Sam just needs to keep that pace up. David is catching. But David does have that 3-second penalty.
George has now got a 3-second penalty as well. So, more of the grid's just starting to fill up all those penalties, which, I mean, at the minute, not making the largest difference.
Another caution.
The fact is that road, in the final sector, that's road, was got made a mistake. So the conditions look pretty tricky for some people.
Once again, Danny has brought a new helmet to he changes his helmet every race and it's really good again.
Fair enough for him. He's enjoying himself and he's really very high in P4. I'd love to see him finish in this position.
Oh,
bring the points in the team. Big luck up though.
He is controlling those tyres well, but again, with George hunting him down, George ain't gonna let one mistake go by. He's gonna take over that position. He's a really fierce driver, looking for the overtake. That's a nice turn on the end. He's
looking for the outside. Can he find the grip on the outside there? No, he can't. Danny slammed the door shut. He's coming onto the Haynes straight. It's not looking good. Danny, just keep it clean here, please. No bias at all. But he's got to run. He's gone defensive.
George has come out of that turn with a lot more speed. I don't think he's able to hold it. I think Danny may have saved just enough battery to defend him on this lap.
Oh, he's come across a little bit. That could be a bit questionable, but he's kept it nice and clean. No debris flying out. It's a nice little bit of driving from the people, and love to see it. As he's gone for the outside in turn 4, but he's kept it clean, and Danny yet again keeps his position very stable. As Rogue's DNF'd. They're in the pit lane, I think. I think that might be in the pit lane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the pit lane.
She's gone behind straight. Yeah. That's a shame to see.
I do respect it when you retire in the pit lane, but we don't like to see DNFs anyway. But it's hard to stay. It is hard to stay in these races. It's hard to stay focused. I love them, mate. Like ADHD is a superpower. I just switch off when driving 100%, just staring at the road.
The time does seem to fly by. As we see, Sam's got his 3-second penalty.
David's going to be loving that. David's going to be absolutely loving that.
That will give him that little bit more hope.
Danny's into the gravel.
Oh, what's happened there, Danny? Oh, that is such a shame. Just drive off the track.
You can see Verb hunting down Danny right now as well.
And is that Robe's car still driving around? As she's parked on turn 3 now. Tell him we got another 3 seconds. Is that Rob's just drove past there. We'll see Danny come past her in a second. But that is such a shame for him. As Robert's got another 3 seconds.
What is this car doing on the track? What is it doing?
Oh! What is the air?
This game's weird. This game's weird. There we go. He's finally took the car out for some reason. That was really strange, but that's F1 24 for you.
F1 24 in a nutshell. ARA's doing what they want when they're retired. But Danny's got past George again, but George's gone down the inside, up the hill.
Oh, this is great wheel to. That is a brilliant overtake from Danny.
What an overtake. You want to see that on repeat over and over again.
That's definitely overtaken a race so far. The gap he had to squeeze through, but George is returning the favour.
Looks maybe like a little bit of contact, both cars wobbling. Danny's on the inside, can he get past George?
This is a battle and a half for P4. George is on the inside now.
Danny wants him to prove himself, maybe for a tier 1 drive in the future.
That was an incredible battle. That was incredible. But Verb is going to gain a second of time on him while they were fighting. So now it's Verb in the argument of that. Like, I reckon if Verb catches these 3, he is one of the most skillful drivers in here. I reckon he can Just wait it out, be patient, and he'll definitely take the P4 off these two.
I'm very surprised again, as one thing that has maybe slipped under our radar is Berger is just pitted for some wet compound tyres.
That might be a good call because there's no dry line on the track. It's holding the water.
Yeah, so maybe Berger has called the 200 IQ play here and has read the future. Because if there's something happens now, he will kick himself. He needs nobody to notice that. And he needs just to get this wet tyre up to temperature and just get it rolling.
We're going to stay on board with Verp now. Now he's under 1 second.
Aye, not looking best for Danny. Is that George has pulled over a second away from Danny? Danny's fallen back a little bit as Rob gets his third 3-second time penalty.
David just
such a shame.
David just 2.5 seconds, 2.3 seconds now. Like this is going to be an intense battle at the end.
Aye, as David rearing in Sam slowly but surely. It looks more like a when it's going to happen, not if it's going to happen.
Not much really going on in the pack besides these fighting, these three. Everyone's in a bit of no man's land.
I mean, mine picks is closing on Teletubby.
They've been battling all race. They have been battling all race.
Yeah, bit of a, yeah. But they're about to head into the home stretch now, so time to see what they can maybe pull together.
This is a huge fight for points right now. The Twitch stream cheering on for different people. We've got some for Sam, some for the McLarens, and some for Rob and the Mercedes.
I like who's cheering the McLarens. Come on, where are they?
It was Stars for Lars.
Stars for Lars.
Yeah, she's cheering him on today.
Thank you so much. we need these points. As is that Zoidberg's wanting Sam not to let him down.
Sam looking like he's really struggling now. It might be full wets. They have been out 10 laps now on these inters, so they're going to start getting that wear.
It does look it. You can see a slight line of the dry track, but it's slowly coming in. And to be fair, Berger's lost 2 seconds since I picked up on him.
I think it might be a change to wets. This is definitely full wets.
Full wets. Roby shouting full wets in the chat. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Looking at the speed these two are going, it's definitely full wets. David just behind. If I was Sam now, I'd honestly stick the wets on and just see what happens.
Aye. As they climb up the hill, the gap is less than a second now, so you've got to question who will next make the jump to the wets.
Danny's just overtaken Vert. There's currently a battle between these two. Vert's gone off.
Ooh, what's happened there then? Because Danny's slow as well. Danny's hit
him off. Yeah, Danny's hit him off.
Maybe
giving it back.
There.
That's fair enough.
Such a shame, but great sportsmanship between the two.
George has left these two by 10 seconds now.
I don't think that little collision may not have helped matters.
I think Danny's hit Verp off. Maybe dove a bit too aggressively, not chose the right time, so giving the position back is probably the only way he could have really recovered from that, like reputation-wise.
Yeah, great sportsmanship to see between the two of them. Such a shame, obviously, the whole thing happened. They were both looking very competitive, maybe for that P4.
There's a huge battle for P1 right now.
And there we go. We've got our fight again. CJ's left, but David's taking the fight to Sam. As the dry line's starting to form again, so you never know. Maybe Berger's made the wrong decision here.
I don't know. Oh, actually, no, his time is climbing back up. Really strange conditions.
I think it's just leave it out and guess at the minute, as what most of the league are doing.
Mark Verstappen given a place back with no contest. Yeah, it's nice to see a change. Oh, as we see an overtake from David on the inside.
Sam's lead has been diminished 11 seconds to none in the space of about 20 laps. Respect for David.
VCARB has needed a strong driver for quite some time now. Berger's leading the race in Tier 2, but Tier 1 has just been barren. Like, we've had people come and go, DNF, crash. It's just been a cursed team. I mean, McLaren were before we had Drake Evans and TTV come along. Really bad showing from that team, but VCARB finally getting the driver they deserve. And they've got a really good driver lineup for Season 2 as well.
It does seem that way. As the dryland's come back again, the dryland has started to form itself yet again, so maybe it was the wrong decision. 14 seconds for Berger now, so he's lost 4 seconds in the last 5 laps. But yeah, it's nice to see.
Small mistake there from David going into that turn. Sam staying right on him.
Maybe Sam just been given the wake-up call he needed.
We currently have a fight between Red. Red's finally being challenged, and it's going to be from the Alpine of George.
George, very interesting. Maybe here to spoil the Aston's party.
I've got to give it Red though. This is probably the best race he's ever put on. Like what I've seen personally. Like he has done really well, so he's got to be proud of himself. And he is suffering from a broken foot. Like he's racing right now with a broken foot.
I mean, fair enough for him. If he can keep this P3, he deserves every inch of it. As Robert is in the pits for a new set of intermediates, so Danny's got another 3 seconds, which is not what we want to see. As David and Sam are fighting for the lead, it looks like.
There's a brilliant wheel-to-wheel from Red Kite and George. Like that was an incredible battle from those two lads. Onto the straight now. Will George pounce on him? Will he take that P3 position from Austin Martin? Brilliant points.
Their party.
Alpine really need these to even get up in the standings. I think they're like currently mid to bottom. And that's going to be an overtake of turn 1 from George. Really cleanly done. George is honestly looking like a... Always minor error there. Red's going on the inside of him. He's taking the P3 position back.
It's giving him a nice squeeze whilst he does that. What a move down to P4. I think we've been very lucky to not get a full safety car yet in this race, but some brilliant driving to go along with it. So,
come on, Sam. You better bring this P1 home.
I mean, it's not looking the best. David's nearly put a second on him.
He's staying with him. David just keeps doing these small mistakes. You just see him in his car, but...
He gets past and he just has a mistake and gets past again. So it's going to be interesting.
Using that ERS to catch up to him.
We see a lot of deployment from the Ferrari. Still no move though, 4/10 of a second though, so he's keeping him honest.
See, what's good about this wet weather is you can save that ERS to oh, there's another position change between Red and George going down straight into T1.
Oh, it's a huge slide from the Alpine there. Yellow flags in. Oh, is that a Williams off the track?
It is the Williams of Boston.
Boston's gone off the track. Nice to see him recover it.
Trying to get back on safely.
That's put Mine Picks up. That's the nice thing. Mine Picks has snuck his way up into P8 here. So, or P9, sorry. So, double points again for McLaren, which is what we like to see.
Yeah, what is it? With T1, you do see it a lot. You get a lot of T2 drivers coming in. But we love it as well. Like, everyone has outside commitments. Like, we're missing Doctor right now, TTV, Drake Evans, trying to think who else now. Me. I'm not in the Ferrari. But I love bringing these streams. I know people get so much stuff going on right now, but he's had to drop to just streaming for now, at least so Berger took his place. Yeah, I'm happy that Berger's took the place. Oh, Boston's wheel disconnected. At least they've still got the fight for points, mate. That dry line going up.
his wheel may have disconnected, but I don't think he got any damage from that. So he got it back. He got it connected again really nicely. So great to see that.
To bring it back to the pits as well.
Aye, wonderful. Bit of driving from him there.
See, Verp's had a very lonely race. He's had like one interaction with drivers, and then
he's kind of just
plodding along. He's keeping it clean and consistent. That was a nice drift in his turn 3. That was really nice. But well done to Boston for not DNFing. Literally, that sometimes drivers would just be like, right, screw this, I'm leaving. David again with another error. I think the nerves might be getting to him.
Nearing closer to lap 45 now, very far through the race, and we're just seeing drivers starting to pick up pace a little bit. We're seeing Sam chasing down David, who's making a bunch of mistakes, along with Red Kite. He's just backed off a little bit. George has got past Red Kite, sorry, and he's gonna hit and run here. He's got him and pulled 1.5 seconds.
Boston's still got the chance to get these points. Like, there is a lot of race left. There's 21 laps left. The rain's getting worse again, so there's opportunity here for a safety car to come up. We hope they're not. We hope there isn't a safety car, but we love that late race drama. It would make it interesting.
It would make it interesting. As we saw in Monza last week.
What was it? Abu Dhabi Tier 2. That was the. What was it? 3 laps left, and there was a safety car. It was crazy.
9 picks with another 3 seconds. We saw it at Monza last week. We had a safety car with like 10 laps to go, and from that point we had like another 2 safety cars.
Yeah.
So
it was nuts. Monza's a real like accident-prone track just due to the high speed. So everyone's gonna be diving, I think, in the wrong places. You should only really be making your moves like on the back straight. Yeah. Those 2 right-handers where we've seen a lot of collisions is not where you're supposed to take over. You just need to settle in there, build your ERS up and empty it on the back straight.
But the ERS such a prominent thing in this game. Berger gets his 3-second time penalty. As Mindpix is in the pits again, and Inerps is in the pits. That Williams has not had the race he really wanted. Nearly looked like he's nearly about to get lapped again.
When it comes to Inders as well, he's probably out of both Williams, like Tier 1, Tier 2, he's been the most consistent driver. He's got the best result that either Tier 1 or 2 have got. It's just, with Japan, I don't think wet races suit him, because when he did get the good result, it was in the dry.
But is it going to dry up towards the end of this race? Do you know yet?
I'm not too certain. But there's currently a McLaren in front of David here. If David can get that car in between himself and Sam, it might be it might be a bit too much to ask Sam to catch him up.
I'd love to see them both I would love to see McLaren just get out of the way. I'd like to see this fight between David and Sam. It's starting just to become the second best of CJ and Sam. David was actually in that fight.
It's crazy to think as well, like, where would CJ... I think CJ would be fighting with these 2 at the front, at least for the lead.
It would make for some interesting races, all 3 of them. As Mindpix concedes position to David, has he let both cars go? No, he hasn't. He looks like he's about to overtake David again. No, he backs out, and he's let past Sam past. So, the gap not really fallen too much. It wasn't too much, sorry.
See, I think David's just got that really good straight line speed in the wet. That's how he's recovering from these minor mistakes, as you see his tail whipping back out onto the straight. It's just one like, I don't even know that, a couple like millimeters to the left or right when he's taking these turns and slipping, it's over. Sam not really suffering, as you see it.
Twice. This has set Sam up perfectly. Battery not being deployed. As he locks up a little bit, but that was a very good chance to try and get past the RB. Are we seeing these intermediate tyres starting to lose their trying a little bit of grip, as we see a few drivers have pitted. A lot of the people, in fact everyone from ninth downwards, have all pitted for a brand new set of those intermediate green balls. So could we see something from his readers?
There's
Yellow flag in the middle sector.
not safety coming out. It is on increased as well. I am surprised there's not been a safety. Like, hats off to the drivers that took part in this race today. To have no safety car is crazy. We did have a VSC at the beginning, but I think it stopped after half a lap. That was it. That was the only safety car we've had here.
And all that lack of intervention, we still have a very nice fight, cross team fight as well. I mean, for the lead, no sort of silly tactics going along.
We need Berger to just get in front of Robert. That's all we need here at Ferrari.
Aye. Get ahead of Robert, you mean passing mine pits?
Oh yeah. McLaren are at the bottom. We're not worried about McLaren.
Honestly.
Too little too
Can't
late.
believe this.
Our main enemies are Red Bull and Mercedes. That's the fight for the top. There is a lot of race still left though. We do have Spa, Singapore, and I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, we have Abu Dhabi as well. So there's a lot of race left.
So just looking at the constructors at the minute, RB on 4 points. So David bringing it home today will be an amazing result for them.
David's been great. Like, he deserved points last week. He really did.
Aye.
Such a shame.
Who's got fastest lap at the minute?
Oh, can I have a look at that? Let's have a look. Fastest lap is currently CJM, and it's going to be sealed with him until someone takes over it. That's a 15.9. I don't think anyone's going to do better than that with the conditions.
Aye, unless something happened. David's got another 3-second time penalty. There's hope again for Sam.
Oh, there is hope for Sam.
Sam, yellow flags. Is that Mercedes or Robert? I think. But yeah,
Sam to take the lead as well. We're overtaking turn 1. This battle is not ending anytime soon.
They are going to the end, fighting hand and tongue here.
Come on, Sam! Come on, lad, bring it home!
He's going to lead. Didn't see that. Jeez. What a move. On to lap 50 soon. Ferrari will be loving this.
I'm just going to be right back, so I'm going to leave you with this battle a second, and I will be 2 to 3 minutes. But stay on Sam and David, do not leave these lads.
And they are climbing up the hill. Vogue going crazy in the chat, loving Sam's move. And it's just going all right for the Ferrari. After losing that 11-second gap, it's gone very well. Not showing signs of clearing up the rain though. And maybe a move shaping up for David, depending how much battery he's got saved up. He might just make a move. Going on, a little bit of mistake from Line Picks in the background, but he should not have to bother about this fight going along. Lap 50 or 66 now, 16 to go. Who knows what is going to happen? A little bit of a slide from Sam into turn 1, but he's kept all point forwards. And here we go. And Inerps is retired. The Williams driver has decided to end his race in the pit lane. What a shame for them. That is not what you want to see. What's going on? Yeah. Very interesting at the minute. Anyway, yellow flags, of course. Those are out for the Williams of Inerps retiring in the pit lane. So I wonder what's going to happen now. Sam in the lead still at the minute, as for some reason Inerps car's leaving the pit lane again. Similar thing that happened to Bo. as they dart down now in towards the home stretch. Maybe can Sam keep hold of it? We have to find out as David looks to have a lot more overspeed, pulls towards the inside. He's made alongside. Sam has to give him some space, but he's just not got the speed. And backs out again. Great bit of defence from Sam. I only watch races with mind picks. Stars for Lars. You're seeing a lot of mind picks, but not in the way you want. I mean, points for him at the minute is... It's very well. It's very good for him. Anyway, mind pick's looking to go off the track a little bit, but not affecting this race as David's just started to lose a little bit of time. Maybe feeling the pressure a little bit from mind picks, the lap car. We're desperately wanting Sam to win this race. Shame for Inders, obviously. Not exactly where we wanted to be all race, but I mean, bad things have to happen, and today was just not a good race for him. Bring home the points PB never could. I'm sure he would not like to read that one. I'll let him find that out, don't worry, Zoidbergs. So, it looks like Sam's pulled nearly a second out now. David, maybe just finding that second bit of life in those intermediate tyres. I was looking down the grid, can't really see the gaps at the minute, obviously because it's on faster lap, but I think it's going to end with a very close fight. Maybe not for the lead anymore. So 14 laps to go now, 14 laps for this race to be decided, and it's looking in favour for Ferrari at the minute, which is what they wanted, as I can see many people wanting that as well. A little bit of a slide though from Sam, and look, David's caught up a little bit. Some people will definitely not be happy about that. So going down onto the back straight through the long left-hander. The rain looks like it's drying up. It doesn't look like it's raining anymore. Could we see a little bit of a stunt on the dries towards the end? As Hayden and Rowe having a little bit of an argument in the discussion, I mean, in the chat. Lap 53 has started as Boston's got a 3-second time penalty in the Williams. He's ahead of Berger at the minute, so you never know, it could affect both their races. But and there you go. Anyway, now going down onto turn number 4.
I am
Sam
back.
still on lead. Inerps has retired in the pit lane.
Ah, okay. Apologies for that. Apologies for the break. I am back. Thank you very much, Jamie. Thank you very much for taking over. You've helped me out a lot today.
You don't need, just don't bother reading anything else in the chat.
Why? What's happened?
You don't want to see, don't you worry.
Good driving Inders, Rod, I'll tell you. Tell me, I think he's Shadow, Colts, guessed it. You improved by a lot, I had to know people thought of me, you know. I think you're one of the most improved. Yeah, I'd say Shadow is as well, yeah. I feel like if I started to race, I'd end up crashing into everyone and everything. Right, anyway. Back onto the battle, that is...
Only thing I'm good at is Roblox, says Stars.
PB, I couldn't do more than 50 laps, I was struggling at the end. I'm pretty sure.
Love that, Roblox. Zoidberg got away with that.
Got away with
Obviously did not...
Wait, let me scroll up. What has she said?
Oh dear, it's not looking good for you.
Wait, go ahead, Sam, bring the pole. Fuck off.
Maybe I got away with it there.
I was bringing points home. I just couldn't race anymore. Absolute insult.
absolute insult.
Sam's having a cracking race. So is David, really. Like from the crash he had at the beginning to just keep going and going. But
Aye.
it's wild to see with my picks just behind these three that there's no improvement in time for him to catch Teletubby. I mean, nothing really.
My picks has pitted for those new intermediates, which may be helping them. As David's gone for a move for the lead. David's in the lead now.
I think it's just going to be back and forward all the way through.
I mean, there was at one point when you left that Sam had over a second gap towards David.
That is true. I did DNF more than anyone. Literally, I think 6 races out of 8, people crashed into me and DNF'd me. 6
They
races.
crashed into you, did they?
Yeah,
Into you.
it was bad. Vixel, who used to drive, was one of the culprits. Cost me grid penalties, yeah.
The Haas driver there.
Yeah, he's not here anymore. Not here anymore.
I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying it happened. Said Zoidbergs.
Yeah. Let's have a look at penalties. So it's still looking good for Sam if he could just stay in the back of David. 6-second penalty, so it's looking really good for Sam.
Does anyone know how many warnings Sam's got on this second before he gets his second penalty?
I am not too sure.
And mine picks has got 16 seconds, it looks like. So that is not what you want to see.
No.
Not what you want to see. At all.
Still looking good for Sam. David getting a second ahead. Don't know what happened, he must have had a mistake, but he's dropping off. He cannot let David escape now. He has to get back in that slipstream.
I mean, PB, you're slandering Teletubby earlier, but you got to remember, he got a little P3 snuck in at Monza last weekend.
He did. He did.
You can't forget. Sometimes the most unlikely culprits get you.
Come on, Sam. Stay in that 3 seconds, lad. Catch him up, save your battery, and catch him.
I don't think
it's going to dry. The rain has stopped. Sam's got to get in and get those softs on. Go and get the softs on.
You've got another lap, I think, to wait. But 10-lap shootout on the slicks could change things up. People on those warnings could make mistakes, but yeah, again, round of applause for the drivers, keeping it clean, especially after what happened at Monza.
Yeah, last week at Teletubby was a lot better in Monza. In Baku, 6 accidents from Teletubby. It was bad.
The week prior, he was a naughty boy from Zoidbergs.
Will we see the slicks coming on? The track doesn't look wet anymore. Are they going in the pit? Are they gonna go?
No,
I don't think they're gonna pit. That track is dry. Get in, get the softs on.
On the street, if you look, there's some spray still kicking up on some of the exits. It's one of those ones where if you're offline, then you're dead. So I think we'll see. I think we don't see the change.
Sam's going. Sam's going to go for the undercut. There might be an undercut here in the last laps.
No, George is pitted as well. So many people have come to the pits now. That is, I did not expect that. I expected Sam to stick it out. I was just about to say, in fact,
he's going for it. Come on, Sam, lad. I hate being biased, but come on, Sam, get that undercut.
Well, you never want the other person to celebrate too much. So go on, David.
Yeah, go on, David. Honestly, David's had a cracking race, but George is just behind. Verp's going to go ahead and go into P2, staying on the inters.
Sam needs to get in, Sam. You never know, Red. The undercut could be utter woeful. So
Sam definitely needs this win. This is the course that he's been setting his eyes on all the way through the calendar, and he said he can bring a P1 to Ferrari on here.
Up into P2. So if Sam somehow can't gain 3.5 seconds on Verp, we need to keep an eye on him, because at the minute he's lost nothing but lost time, and George has gained a lot of time on him. This little stint has not been what Sam wanted.
Still a race left. Is David going to pit? David's not going to pit. David stayed out.
David is going. He's seen Sam. He knows Sam will get the undercut going eventually. But Sam's lost 3 seconds to Verp as he's come out the pits. Maybe those softs were not the best choice.
No,
Sorry to ruin it all for
no,
all of you.
I think the dream is still alive here. The dream is still alive for Ferrari P1. You got to think, David stayed out. He's not looking fast on the track, man.
David. No, DRS has been enabled. It is now dry conditions.
Come on, Sam! I mean, everyone else as well. George to take over Sam.
Oh, George is now provisional lead, maybe. As Red Cat gets another 3 second time penalty, George is now the one in the driver's seat, but they lost 5 seconds to David since they pitted, so you're
David's
never
still
gonna
looking good in
know.
those inters.
Alright, the question is, does he pit this lap? He's going into the final sector as we speak. Will the RB choose to peel into that pit lane and you never know,
He's got to with ERS now.
With the I mean,
he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. No, he's not. He's going in.
He's going in. The question is, how much time has he lost all game, really?
George with another time penalty.
Not going well for George. Well, how many seconds is George on now? Because he could be slowing down Sam with penalties.
George is on.
Maybe a little bit of interteam helping from the Alpine to the RB.
Both on 6 seconds.
Both of them on 6 seconds, okay. So, we need to keep that in mind. Sam could end up with that penalty, winning in the race, which would be the most glorious way to go down, but it's what he needs, really.
5 seconds behind. What Sam really needs now is David to get another penalty before this race ends.
Aye.
How has DRS not been activated yet? The track is bone
Yeah, it has
dry.
been activated.
No,
ERS has been activated.
ERS has, DRS hasn't.
ERS is always activated. It's DRS that has been activated.
Sam's wing didn't go up though in straight, that's so strange.
Maybe he wasn't within DRS then. Berger's got another 3 seconds, so maybe
they are catching David.
Sorry.
They are catching
David now. But David, 4.7 second lead. What tire has he got into?
Purple sector for Sam right now in P2. He's just got to stay focused now. Sam or George well, I don't think George is going to get it with that penalty, but it's all down to Sam to get this P1.
All Sam needs to do is gain 1.4 seconds now. You can see him up the road. Oh, what's happened there for the Alpine? Maybe a little bit of connection issues. Fastest lap for Sam, so the extra points going your way as well, PB.
Come on, Sam.
Yes, fastest lap. Robe's enjoying this a lot.
Catch him, lad.
Everyone's loving this. You can't not love this.
You can now see the sun on the track.
6
He has got to close this gap. 6 has to go 4 seconds.
Fastest lap away from Sam. So I'm not even seeing he can keep hold of his fastest lap anymore. So it's going to go down to the wire, I think.
It really is.
Even more than normal.
He's just got to get in that gap. He's just got to get 1.1 seconds. He's got to catch that. You know what? If I was Sam, I'd literally DRS train. I'd just DRS train. Exactly. He can keep this pace. He was faster than David on these slick conditions. See, being his team principal, I really want to join the Ferrari chat and say, get in that fucking DRS chain now!
Yeah, but no, Sam's fastest lap yet again, a 13.6 for a Ferrari driver. That is what you need to be seeing if you are a Ferrari fan here today. Robe is loving this more and more every single second.
Come on, mate. He's good
now.
Oh, he was into that 1 second gap.
He needs to gain another 1.1 seconds in 5 laps. I don't think he can manage it. He's not managed to gain that much time recently.
I believe.
Oh, as much as I want to believe, I think it still could go for the RB.
I'm just sat here absolutely buzzing. I don't even know what to say. Sam could
I know.
take his first P1. He is so close to in that 1 second gap.
There's 1
He is under
second
1
left.
second. He is under 1 second now. He's 8 tenths away to catching him.
And he's getting his support, which is me from Hayden.
Oh, look at that, David.
No, don't even talk right now, because Sam's 8 tenths behind for getting this win.
We're wanting this, Doc. We want this win to go for the...
Exactly.
Sam, honestly, Sam is so close to getting this. He just gets his DRS off George, and he will take his first P1, going down to the final 4 laps in the Spain GP.
Could George throw a spanner in the works here for the for you and Ferrari? Because if he could just hold up,
George has got good pace though. He is catching him. He's in 3 seconds.
Oh, yellow.
Rob's retired in the pits.
Oh,
okay.
that's a shame. Sam could get this DRS on him. He's caught, David.
It's game over for the RB. It's game over for the RB if there's a safety car now. He's praying. There's no more safety cars.
Sam's got to be observant here. There is a yellow flag on the main straight. He cannot overtake George during those yellow flags.
How many? What's the 3 seconds? Okay, cool.
Just get in the stream and watch. Go on, Sam.
3.1 seconds.
DRS open.
You've just got to remember, it's Sam's being held up by this Alpine.
Come on.
There's
Haas on the track. What is that Haas doing? He's got to catch 4 temps. He's got to catch him. He's slowly going down. Chipping away at the time of David. You've got to give it to David though. Excellent recovery drive. It's a shame he's got the penalties. He is. He is almost within the tie. He is under. He's scraping that 3 second.
No, he's got that extra 7 temps. He's got to gain another 7 temps because he's 8 temps
I'm watching George. No. Come on,
George
Sam.
is throwing the spanner in the works of this race for Sam. It's going right down to the wire.
Brilliant driving from the lads today, all across the grid. It's been insane from the ladies and gents. Come on, Sam, get past him.
He's got past him. He's been
Come on, lad.
He's got 4 tenths of a second to gain.
Get out of that dirt, yeah, and keep your softs clean.
That's it.
Go and get him.
Loving it. Robe is absolutely loving this.
Go and get him.
Everyone wants Sam to win this, and it's 1.2 seconds the gap. Can he keep it? There's a lock up ahead. Maybe gain a little bit of time. No, he's may have lost it. PB, you're too hyped, says Dunbergs.
I need this P1 for Ferrari. I don't retire for no reason. Come on. Come on, Sam.
Sam, 4 tenths away from his first Tier 1 win.
The Alpine is really aggressive.
Alpine, he's got past. He's got past.
No, is this going to be Abu Dhabi? Is this going to be 2021 Abu Dhabi right now?
Just missing out. Maybe 7 tenths again. He needs to gain 8 tenths.
He'll get the arrest from the Alpine now, though, so he'll maybe catch up.
Yeah, we've seen it before, though.
He just needs to get past the Alpine before turn 1, so he can get a good turn 1 in.
I think is that red car? He might be giving DRS to Danny soon.
Here we go.
Come on, Sam. Good turn in here now. Into turn 2, onto the long hard right. 2 laps left of the Spain GPs. There is still hope for Sam. 1 mistake now from David and it's over.
Half a second. Come on, Robe says. Berger, another 3-second time penalty. If Sam gets a 3-second time penalty now, it is all over for the Ferrari driver. His heart has got to be racing.
So,
I don't even know what to say.
Oh,
I don't
Alpin's
even know
gonna
what
get
to
the
say.
arrest in this zone. Alpin might, if Alpin dive bombs him into this corner.
Oh, Danny's been overtaken by Darks. Late drama in lower down the order for P6. Alpine get that extra couple of points.
It just looks like David's pace is just increasing now. David might be
Zoidberg
able
is
to
not
bring this
happy.
home.
Zoidberg is not happy. Sam, stop waltzing with George and Kane, you bitch. Come on, Sam. Come on.
Was it?
I
No.
was saying.
He's back
It's
over a
over.
second.
Alpin's gonna
This is
dive
it.
bomb into turn one. Now.
1
It's over.
second
He's gonna
gap.
be out.
He's not got a chance. He needs to get him second this lap. If George even thinks about the move, it's over. He's got it past.
1.3
Though
behind now.
I think it's not.
Maybe
Yeah,
two
back in the fan sector. Is that an Aston retiring on the home stretch?
It's a telly.
Telly's
It's
retired.
totally. Telly's
No,
retired.
no. He didn't retire. He just spun out.
Oh,
Spun. Oh dear. Not what you want to see. Last lap he can do it. He's
David,
got to gain 1.5 second stars. I'm sorry,
there's
but
no.
might
I
not
think
happen. I think it's
There's no
gone
way.
to.
No, it's
there's no
over.
way
Del-
David gives this up.
Alpin's gonna get the arrest in this corner now. He's gonna dive bomb into the turn. It's gonna be over. He's gonna lose
I think it was over a second ago. You know, a couple
Oh
of
no,
laps
Sam.
ago. He's.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
To put in the word of Zoidberg, he started
Oh,
waltzing. He didn't stop waltzing with George, and it's going to be P2 for the Ferrari. But respect to David, he's won in Spain.
great win from David there. Sam in P2, George with a good drive into P3. Like, that was a good recovery drive from George. Like, to have that fight with Verp in P4, as it stands, bringing it home.
And the penalty's starting to come in, starting to show us the true order of things.
Great finish from Verp there. Not one of his strongest tracks, which he said. I think he'll be happy with P4.
And it looks to be many different positions. David
Look at Berger.
won by 2 seconds in the end.
Don't know what happened
Berger.
with Berger. Such a
12
shame.
seconds behind. He looked so much promising in qualifying. I'll take the interest to see what happened. What happened at Boston?
What a race that was. That was
And
late race drama. That's what we love.
game over. And what a drive. What a drive from Sam. We've got to give him respect there.
It's David as well. Driver of the day will
David
be
as well.
Robert. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to take it to a poll anyway to who driver of the day was, because that was incredible. That was nuts. I'm actually just in plain shock. I
think that closeness to getting a win for Sam just pushed it a bit over the edge for you.
Bro, I weren't even... When I seen 0.3 behind and then Orion starts challenging him, I was just speechless. I was like, I don't know what's going... Like... Oh... I know Sam's going to be devastated with that. That was his P1. That was his. David, though. Great driving from David.
Yeah, brilliant race.
David cooked.
David cooked them all.
David is actually moving to Red Bull next season, so Verp's going to be very happy with his T1 drivers.
Yeah, so brilliant drive from David. Wasn't it his debut last weekend in Formula 1?
Wait, where did David finish, did you say, sorry?
David won. David won.
David didn't win Monza.
Not Monza, no, not last weekend. I mean, wasn't it his debut last weekend?
Oh, yeah, it was his debut. Yeah, it was his debut,
So,
yeah.
win on his second race is brilliant stuff from the RB driver.
Let's get a poll up for you guys. Driver of the day.
No, Teletubby, no one knows what happened to CJM.
He disconnected, it seemed, but his car retired before the pits, which is just awful.
Yeah, so not really what you want to see, but we're going into interviews now.
Yeah, we're going to run this poll while we're on a little ad break, and we'll be back for interviews ASAP. Hopefully not leave it too late. I want to be ready for interviews in about like 3 minutes.
So stick around.
But yeah, well, we hope you enjoyed the race. We'll be back shortly with interviews. Bro, that was such a good race. Who was your driver of the day, Jamie?
David, surely. He went from that really poor qualifying for him, then gained so much time eventually. And to win the race from there was brilliant stuff from him.
David's a friend of yours, isn't he, Doctor? Or is it Burp? I don't know where Doctor's gone. I think he's already gone to interviews, but yeah, carry on, Jamie.
Yeah, brilliant drive from him. I think he deserved the win. I think it was close between him and Sam. I think both drivers equal deservingness of the win. And it looks in a minute, people are preferring Sam over David.
Yeah,
which
George did really, really well. Also, like he's a very good driver. Like you can see just the skill standards of SPR improving every week, which is brilliant. Like I absolutely love it. That's what I want to happen. But I'm just devastated for Sam. He was so close. He nearly had his P1. He was a second away this weekend.
Really close, but great race overall. Love to see the fact there was so little safety cars, especially after last week in Monza.
Oh, Baku was bad. Baku was very bad.
But yeah, I mean,
right, we're going to move on to interviews now, guys. We're just going to take a small break. Give us about 2-3 minutes, and then we'll be back with you.
So CJ, not really a great race. So you had that disconnection from fighting for the lead. What do you think about that then?
Yeah, it's not ideal really. I'm pretty sure I would have won, to be honest. I was having a good battle with Sam, but my pace in the wet was definitely better in the dry. Better than the dry, sorry. And I think I would have won, not by much, but I think I would have. Really not ideal, but still leading the championship by like what 20 something. I don't know, but
Yeah. So we saw you had that we saw you had that disconnection issue right at the start, and then we got you back in, and then a few laps later you disconnected and DNF'd you. So really unfortunate, because it would be great to see you, Sam, George, and who was the other one?
See, David.
I can't remember.
could you repeat
David,
that?
that was it.
My internet just went out. My internet went. Could you repeat that?
So yeah, basically it would have been really unfortunate because we had you disconnect, and then you came back from the disconnect and kicked you, and like from DNF you from the race. Really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right, you want to move on to the next
Was
one?
that,
Is it?
was that it?
No. You keep. You do about like 3-4
Right.
questions. Just answer away.
Right.
Next race is Spa as well.
So Spa's next race. How do you think you're going to do round the Spa-Francorchamps?
Honestly, I don't think I'm going to do that good. It's not the best track for me.
I'm the
I
best.
think like 41.7 or 0.6 in quali for me is probably about as far as I'll get. I don't know if maybe I'll practice, but I'm not really a fan of it. Like,
So
I
you
had a
think-
bad race in it before, so
So yeah, you think some people might be able to chase down even more in the championship there?
yeah, maybe. But I'm hoping for a podium. I mean, I want to win, obviously, but I can't see it happening with George and David. They're both quick, and if I'm not on pace, then I'll just have to cling on to DRS.
Right, nice talking to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Next one is. Let me go back up. It's Robe.
Robe. You still here, Robe?
Oh no, she's
She
not
left.
Here. Yeah, she's not here. So after that, it is. Give me 1 second. Mind picks.
Mine picks. I'm McLaren. Am I allowed to do this?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's
How-
easy.
Yeah.
how was
Mine
it
picks.
not,
Mine.
mate?
Oh
Okay.
shit! Yeah, no burger. Sorry, it's burger. It's
Oh.
burger.
So, Berger. So, not a deal. So you get a lot of penalties this race. How do you think? Why do you think that was?
I struggled with myself, and ever since this new patch, I've just struggled with everything. As soon as it goes into a wet track, my whole strat goes, my whole pace goes, everything just leaves.
Oh, so yeah, not ideal then, especially considering how wet this weekend was. We saw you show some promise in qualifying though. Both Ferraris getting into Q3, knocking out mine picks. I think it was in the process, wasn't it?
Yeah, but in the end, that doesn't really matter because, I'll say it before, I'm a quality merchant and points come in the race. So,
Wow, nice to see. Spa next then. How do you think that's gonna go for you?
I think it'll just be battling for points. I don't think much will happen. Yeah.
Think you might be able to get some more out of it than this weekend?
If it doesn't rain, then yeah.
We'll see what dynamic weather brings for you then.
It's sparse, so it's gonna rain, and it's Monza tier 2 next week, so it's gonna rain. It's the whole calendar's not just gonna rain.
I love dynamic.
Fuck you, baby.
That's over there. So yeah, hopefully see you a little bit better in the future. Nice seeing your race.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we're on to mind picks now.
Mine picks. Well, wasn't the best showing ever, but points in the end, wasn't it?
No, not. Unfortunately, not.
Oh, just off. Yeah. So
Yeah.
bit unfortunate. We saw you just get knocked out of Q2.
Hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
the pace just wasn't there in qualifying. I had little time to practice today, and yeah, my race line just was off all qualifying because I didn't realise it was corners only for the race line. So I struggled a little bit for the first like 10-15 laps.
So yeah, really unfortunate to see you not managed too well. We saw you get quite a few penalties as well in the end of the race. So, any thoughts on that?
I mean, you know, Spain is known for its common penalties. You can't really escape them. I mean, either it's a skill issue for me, or I'm just unlucky. I reckon if I didn't have that penalty, like if I had a 3-second penalty, I would have overtaken Boston in that last lap. But I had too many penalties, so there was no point in going for P10.
Yeah, really lucky Dan. Spa, do you think? I mean, you're just standing in, so you might not be racing. But if you are, how do you think that will go for you?
If I am racing, I'm pretty confident at Spa. It's one of my good tracks, and dynamic weather, like Berger said, it rains every single time apparently. So, and my inter pace is good. So, if I do race, I'm hoping to get a P10, P8 finish. If I don't get a good quali.
Yeah. So, obviously, nice to see a race. Shame about the penalties. Good luck for the future.
Yep.
Alright, then it's me taking on Danny, the flying little Verstappen. Yo, Danny, are you there, bro?
Yes, hello.
Here he is. Well, you know what, mate? I'm going to hand it to you. I was really impressed with you this weekend. You kept it clean once again. And, well, compared to Monza, you had a few incidents there, but I just think your race pace was through the whole of the Spanish GP, because you were having a battle with Teletubby for about 15 laps, but at the front of the pack, do you feel like they were a bit too fast, or do you think if you didn't have that battle, you would have kept up with them?
What do you mean Teletubby?
You were fighting Teletubby for like majority of that, and Red Kite.
Uh,
Do you want me to simplify it for you? So if you weren't having that battle with the Aston Martins, do you think you could have kept the pace up with the front four?
Not really, but me and Red were like DRS swapping, so we had good pace. Then I remember David came, and then he overtook me, but I spun out, and then I lost loads of time. And then I kept going down the order.
Yeah, so we're finishing. Let me just get the standards back up. Where did you actually finish? You finished in points. You finished in P7, so you got to be happy with that in a T1 race, considering that you're a reserve in T2. Do you know what I mean? Like, are you happy with your result, or do you think you could have got better?
I do think I could have gone 1 or 2 more places, because I were having a very good battle with Darks, I think it was. Yes, yeah. It was for like the last 10-15 laps. And there was a good battle, but I slided at the end, and then he just got it.
Do you think the wet weather punished you a bit, or were you fine in the wet weather?
Yeah, that destroyed me. That really destroyed me.
Because your pace was on form, to be fair, at the beginning few laps of the race. As soon as that first raindrop fell, it was just falling down the pack. But P7 finish is really good. And with Spa around the corner and dynamic weather staying, if rain hits if rain hits Spa, is it going to affect you there, or have you practiced much with it?
If rain hits Spa, then I'm gonna go fuck myself.
What result are you hoping for? Like, what's your best result in the points, or?
My hopes for Spa.
Yeah.
I haven't played it at all on this game, so
what?
Like top 8, top 9.
Well,
I would be happy.
I've got to say you got to get practicing because you got it in tier 2 and tier 1 if you're reserving. So you got to get some
Yeah.
practicing on Spa because
Yeah, I know.
with like the likes of David, Sam, George, CJ, Verp, Red, Darks. There's a lot of lads that play Spa quite a lot. Even Doctor, like there's a lot of pace there. So do you think you're going to keep up with them, or is there just hopes for top 10?
I think there's hopes for top 10, but it's not very likely. It's not one of my strongest tracks.
Yeah. Well, you had a great race, mate. I enjoyed it. The stream enjoyed it. Everyone was actually really surprised how clean you were keeping it, and you give the position back to Verb when you hit him off track. So respect for that.
Yeah, I would say sorry. I would say sorry for that. I didn't think he was that far up the alongside me. So
Yeah.
it would be the wrong thing if I didn't give it back.
See, like, Victor wasn't your biggest fan last night in the stream, but I don't think he understands the difference between you and him. Is like, you're improving, he didn't whatsoever, but again, you improved, so we're happy with that. And thank you for answering the questions. We're going to move on to
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Verp.
Cheers.
Verp. Verp. Bro, what?
Couldn't it be me?
No, you were ahead of it, weren't you?
No, I finished behind him.
Hang on
Because
a
he
sec.
spun me.
Oh, well, I did ask you, and you were like, you didn't say anything to me. Well, let's go on to Red. Sorry, Verp. Okay.
Okay, now.
Right, Red. Your battle with Danny. How do you think you did? Are you happy you've signed him?
Very happy I've signed him because I'm already seeing improvements. We weren't so much fighting. We were in the Aston VC,
Yeah.
just talking to each other about strategies and stuff. Teletubby fucking the race up.
Actually, I'll ask you a
Honestly,
question about that.
that's got to be one of his worst.
How did Teletubby?
That's got to be one of his worst performances,
How did he
and one of
mess
my
it up?
best.
How did Teletubby mess it up?
Got wing damage turn 1 because of that crash between, I think it was DRK and Mine Picks. Then spun like 2 or 3 times. Thanks, Telly. And yeah, his pace just wasn't there after that.
So when it comes to season 2, who's your number 1 driver, Danny or Telly? Oh wait, Teletubby's at Mercedes, isn't it? You've got
Telly's at Mercedes.
You've got Danny and I can't remember.
I don't know who I've got.
There's a free seat
I haven't
there.
signed anyone for tier 1.
Well,
so
there's a free
far.
seat there. Anyone watching for tier 1?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you raced really well under the circumstances of having
It
a
was
broken
really
foot.
good. Yeah.
You have a broken foot and you did really well.
It was so. Oh, at the end of the race, my arse was hurting. My foot was hurting. I think it was cramping up, which just added to it.
Yeah.
I hated it. I hated the end of it. Just hoping that it would finish.
Nah, you did a really good job, mate. I was surprised. Not to like.
P3 quali was massive.
Yeah, bro. I was really surprised with your performance. Like that, I think that shocked everyone. Like, especially some of the faster lads today. It just shows you got to be conditioned for wet and dry weather. But with Spa, we're going ahead to Spa. How do you feel you're going to perform there? You're going to be at the front again, or drop a few places?
Funnily enough, I'm doing time trial right now at Spa.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to set up on nothing major because we've got a week.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure how it'll go. I might pull something like that out of the bag.
Yeah.
Or just be like Telly today.
Right, okay then. Thank you very much for your answers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Fuck you, Telly, by the way. See ya.
Right, on to Verp. Verp, mate, you did a really good recovery drive, I think. You were just in a bit of a no man's land throughout majority of the race. Like, how do you think it went? I've lost him, he's gone. He's in the void.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so you were in no man's land for a lot of the race. Like, but it was a great recovery drive. Like, how do you feel like you did? Like, did you do yourself proud?
Like 50-50.
Yeah.
If
The reason was I dropped so far behind. Me and David was side by side in a long straight, and a car was behind us, and he just hit my back tire in the straight.
Yeah.
Whoever who was that, who's watching the stream now or else, you're the fucking drive straight, you fucking idiot.
Oh, right.
Love
Anyway,
it, Verp.
I honestly, yeah, though, I really enjoyed your race. I watched you quite a bit. You were just chipping away at the grid, a few positions, some good points, and with CJ now in sight, getting that unfortunate DNF, do you think you're gonna catch him up now with Spa and Singapore coming up? Who would you say? I didn't hear you. Did you answer?
I said, yeah, I think that.
How
I think
so?
I'm-
Have you seen him on Spa? Have you raced him on Spa?
No, but I'm fast in Spa. I've done many, I have learned much of that track.
Yeah.
From videos and all that, where you have to be, where the car has to be in that turn and everything.
So
So I think I'm gonna do it well, hopefully, but I'm not gonna say it, I'm not
I'm
gonna,
gonna jinx it.
I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm definitely gonna be a challenge, but I'm gonna try and get that P1 both in Spa and Singapore, but in this race, it was like, I was aiming for P5, but then I saw
Yeah.
then I saw I catch red little bit again in sector 1 in wet, so I was fighting for P4, and then he pit a little bit earlier than me for the dry.
Yeah.
I knew the track was not ready yet for the dry. Did a one more lap and gained P4.
It was a good result to be
Yeah.
fair. It was a really good result because you were stuck in P5 for quite a long time. So, just that track knowledge, do you think that's going to help you get the podium in Spa then? Especially in the different weather conditions.
Yeah, if it's gonna be wet, I'm gonna take a fucking pistol in my head, but just have to go for it.
Yeah. Cheers for answering questions this week, bro, and thank you again for racing. It was a good result, and it was a solid race, a solid drive from you.
Thanks, mate.
Right, Jamie, back onto you, lad. Is he here? Oh, it's me. I have to do the. You know what, Red? You're doing the last three. Is Red?
Me?
Yeah, you're doing the last three. You usually
Me?
do. Yeah.
Can you put the order and owners? Because I don't have them.
Actually, no, I can do the last three because it gets interesting. It's just two actually. Sam, what the fuck, bro? Sam, why the hell were you dancing with George all that time, bro? Do you know how hyped I was? I seen it go down to point 3. You were
He was dancing with me.
So, do you think George ruined the opportunity for you to get your first
Yes.
podium?
Yes.
How so? Explain.
Okay, I'll take it back to the start. How about that?
Yeah, go on.
I see red in front of me, not a threat. I was like taking that nice and easy. Turn 1. See you later. Nah, I actually had a really good start. I love that. And then once the front 3 broke the DRS to red, I always thought, okay, us 3 for the whole race. Let's just see what we can do. And then George got hit by an invisible wall, and then CJ got disconnected. I was like, I'm cooking. I'm 12 seconds to the person behind me, and I'm free. I've won the race. No. And then it started raining, and as you know, I know nothing about cars, but I do know that I had to change the differential on the car. That's the only thing I knew about the rain.
Yeah.
So then I lowered it to 50, and it wasn't enough. Then I lowered it to 45, then 40, 35, 30, and it ended up going all the way down to 10. And at that point, who won the race? David was in front of me.
Yeah.
He caught me 12 seconds in the rain, and he must have known already what differentials to put it on, and I had no idea. And once he overtook me and I put it to 10%, I stayed with him for the whole race.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get in.
No,
was too early
that's
with
got to
pit
be
stop
one
as
of the
well.
best finishes we've had at SPR. Honestly, like it was nuts. The whole stream was going bananas. I was lost for words. I was like, no way he's gonna get his first P1 here, but it all fell apart. Like, do you think the wet weather screwed you over here, or?
Yeah, it definitely. I think if it was dry the whole race, I would have won. I would have kept that gap. But
Yeah.
also, I think I was 1 lap early with my stop because David stayed out and he ended up being 5 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah.
When he came out, and then George was able to catch. I honestly think I'm annoyed, but I'm lucky as well because I think if George didn't crash and CJ didn't disconnect, I think I would have been P4.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I had the pace today, to be honest. But I'm happy with where I finished. But I'm only annoyed because of what could have happened. But I'm happy.
Yeah, you were at one point you were 3/10 away from the win, and then it just climbed up to it climbed up to a second, then 1.5.
Well, yeah, someone dived on me. That's what happened.
So is the target on George next weekend at Spa?
Targets on everyone. The target's always on everyone. Everyone at the front. You got a target on the back of your head. That's the way
I'll
it
make sure
always
to
is.
take you out turn 1.
Literally the words are total.
Yeah,
Everybody has a target on their back.
Well, to be fair, I don't target. I don't go into the race going, oh, I must beat CJ, I must beat Verp. I want to be where I can be, and that's what I want to do.
So in constructors now, you're getting really close to Mercedes, which I love to see. And in drivers, you're really close to CJ now. Like, do you think you can finish off the season? Are we going to have like an Abu Dhabi 2021? Or do you think Vert might even have a chance to steal it?
I think I'm definitely one of the top people at Spa. I wouldn't say I'm the best, because I know I've played with Verp on Spa and he's very good. But I think I'm fast. I think I could beat CJ, which will make things even more interesting.
Yeah.
And I want to win the season, but I'd also like to go down to Abu Dhabi, so I hope it does.
Yeah. Oh, bro, it's going to be really good. I'm really excited for Spa. Thank you very much for racing, Sam. Unlucky on the finish, though.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'll watch that stream later as well. That was an amazing race.
It was really good. It was really good. And then finally on to David. What a recovery drive from you. Honestly, like that, compared to Monza last week, that was probably the best drive we've seen so far out of a driver.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was really great.
Like, I'd honestly say you're probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, in the wet weather when it comes to, well, just driving in general. Like, the wet weather really favoured you today. If it would have stayed dry, do you think you would have caught the lads at the front up?
Well, if it was dry the whole race, I don't think I would catch up into the front, but the wet conditions helped me up because I'm really good in wet, and yeah, thankfully I won that race.
So, throughout the race, what was your biggest struggle? Was it just the turn 1 crash and then picking up the pace?
At the beginning, someone hit me from the behind. I spun a bit, so I lost some positions. I think I was P14 or 13.
Yeah.
And everything was alright, only when it was more wet, I had a little bit problem with the traction. My rear was spinning at the exits, so
Yeah.
I had few wheel spins. But in general, I felt really good throughout the race.
Yeah, your strategy was on point. Like Sam said, pitting that 1 lap later really made the difference. Because I reckon if Sam would have followed you, he probably would have got the win. Or if you would have just gone in the same lap as Sam, he probably would have got a win. So your strategy really won the race today, and the driving in the wet. And then we're going forward to Spa. How are you going to fare there if the track becomes wet?
Well, I'm gonna aim for the same result as today. I have to improve in qualifying because it wasn't good qualifying today. I spun at the, I think it was at the beginning of sector 3. I had a little spin, so that cost me some time. And yeah, I will be aiming for the win next week also.
So who do you think is going to give you the biggest trouble next week? Would it be CJ, Sam, or Verp at Spa?
definitely will be Sam and CJ. They are really quick drivers. Unfortunately, I couldn't fight CJ today because he had disconnected.
Yeah.
And the Verpe, of course, will be biggest threat. And I think Docta will be, if he will be racing.
I hope he'll be racing. He was literally like 20 minutes late. I was so upset him not. I think he would have done really well today. He's like strong on Spain, sorry, as well. It would have been huge points for Red Bull.
PB, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go on.
David.
Yeah.
How did it affect your confidence when you lost the wing on lap 1 or 2?
I didn't lose my wing.
Something happened in lap 1 or 2.
Get your facts right, Danny.
I only had that little spin because someone tapped me from the behind. I saw guys saying they was either Verpe or Burger, I think. So I don't know who was that, but I wanted to not retire, but I wanted to throw off that race. But then I remembered that it should rain, so I tried pushing as hard as I can, and yeah, it ended the best way possible.
Right. PB, you have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's all the questions this week, David. You did an excellent drive, bro. And let me see who the driver of the day is, because I think it's split, actually. It is actually split between Sam and David, so you both get it. Both driver of the day.
Robbery that I was not on there.
Nah, bro, like, watching the drives of those 5 drivers, they were definitely at the top for me and Jamie, but the battles...
Was I on there?
Let me have a look. Yeah, you were.
Wait, did I get a vote?
No.
Rubbish.
Just Sam and David today. But...
Your mum voted for you.
And your grandma.
But honestly, that was the best drive T1 has had, like, up and down the grid. It was entertaining from start to finish. I can't thank you lads enough. That's the standards that I want to see T1 every week. Like, it was great. It was a shame what happened to CJ, but even the qualifying Q3, that was the best Q3 so far. It was insane.
I loved it.
It was a really good race. I want to
thank... Q3 was really fun.
But yeah, just round of applause to drivers, like all of you lads. It was excellent. It was amazing to watch. Really exciting. But that's going to be the end of interviews. To anyone watching the stream, thank you again to the drivers for racing. It was amazing. Great win for David, the P2 for Sam, and oh yeah, Shadow. Before we end the stream, yet again, what have you got to say? What have you got to say, Shadow?
I'm really devastated that CJ, like, his internet was being really shit and caused him to like leave the session and his AI retired, because I know he would have won that and you would have had a good gap. Happy for Sam though. He done really well.
Yeah.
But, thank you, Shadow.
Robert done good too. I think he got us some points. I'm not sure because he had quite a few penalties.
Robert, I think he got P9. I'm not sure. Let me have a look for you.
Yeah.
Let me have a look dead quick. Give me a second. I should really be more on top of this. Robert got P8 for Mercedes.
Yeah, so I'm proud of him for like his race back again. He got some points, but I'm proud of everyone that raced today, especially the top 5 because they were putting up a good battle.
Yeah, George was insane. That was good racing from George, Sam, and David. Like everyone, really.
Yeah.
There was battles at the back of the grid. It was insane. It was good.
Yeah, it was probably the best tier 1 race that I've watched this season, and it was really good.
I will 100% be watching it back tonight, I reckon. Like, yeah, that's going to be the end. Thank you very much, Shadow, for having an input.
No problem.
Nearly skipped you for a second week. But yeah, thank you for all the drivers that took part. That was the best race so far on SPR, especially Tier 1. Yeah, no, thank you for everyone that's followed. Robert, thank you for the follow just then. Thank you to all the subscribers, and yeah, we'll see you next week for Spa. We've got Spa for Tier 1 and Monza for Tier 2, so should be good. Might be on for Spa, might not be. Might be a baby here, we don't know. But we will catch you later. Everyone want to say bye?
Bye.
Yeah.
There you go. Bye, everyone. Have a
Bye,
good night.
Bye.
Bye, have a wonderful time.
Bye.
Bye.